My apologies about that. Sorry. I tried playing it, and for some reason, I think my Streamlabs kind of crashed. It wouldn't allow me to interact with the page at all, so I had to restart my entire computer. But I'm back. I'm back, Brittany's back, bitches. Oh wait, what is it? It's Brittany, bitch. There you go. Sorry. So, I like playing as female. Fuck it. Why not? So, I probably will read these, but I won't lie, I tend to usually go elf, just because that's a preference of mine. I love playing as the elves. And as a mage. But yeah, we'll read through these. So, this is the race human, the most numerous yet the most divided of all the races. Only 4 times have they ever united under a single cause, the last being centuries ago. Religion and the chantry play a large part in human society. It distinguishes them culturally from elves and dwarves more than anything else. Humans can be warriors, rogues, or mages. Racial benefits, +1 strength, +1 dexterity, +1 magic, +1 cunning. Definitely a good little general race to go with. Elf. Once enslaved by humans, most elves have all but lost their culture, scrounging and impoverished living in the slums of human cities. Only the nomadic Dalish tribes still cling to their traditions, living by the bow and the rule of their old gods. As they roam the ancient forests. Welcome nowhere else. Elves can be warriors, rogues, or mages. Racial benefits, +2 willpower, +2 magic. And then dwarf. Oh, wait there. So that's human. Oh, this is what an elf looks like. Distinguishable by their pointy ears. And then the dwarf. Warriors are powerful fighters, focusing on melee and ranged weapons. Oh, shit, sorry. I was reading the warrior. My apologies. Rigidly bound by caste and tradition, the dwarves have been waging a losing war for generations, trying to protect the last stronghold of their once vast underground empire from the Darkspawn. Dwarves are very tough and have a high resistance to all forms of magic, thus preventing them from becoming mages. Racial benefits: +1 strength, +1 dexterity, +2 constitution, 10% chance to resist. 10% chance to resist hostile magic. Nice. So yeah, as I said, elf. Here are these. So I probably actually will go through so I can read all the backgrounds. This is something I really like. It's something I hope is in Dragon Age. The veilguard is maybe like some sort of the prologue, the little gameplay release that they did release on YouTube made me a little bit hopeful, because they were talking about the Rook's background at some point. I mean, obviously it could just be a shared background amongst all kind of characters that you can make, but I know in Dragon Age Inquisition there was a bit more specified. I do wish though that they allowed it to be kind of similar to this, maybe with a bit more variation as I'll read it. Sorry, I'm just going on a tangent. Give me a second. I'll go on after. So, warriors. Warriors are powerful fighters, focusing on melee and ranged weapons to deal with their foes. They can withstand and deliver a great deal of punishment and have a strong understanding of tactics and strategy. Specializations for a warrior include Berserker, Templar, Champion, and Reaver. Class benefits: +4 strength, +3 dexterity, +3 constitution. Mage. As dangerous as... Well, actually, I'm going to read that one last because that's my favourite. So, rogues. Rogues are skilled adventurers who come from all walks of life. All rogues possess some skill in picking locks and spotting traps, making them valuable assets to any party. Tactically, they are not ideal frontline fighters, but if rogues can circle around behind their target, they can backstab to devastating effect. Rogue specializations are Ranger, Bard, Duelist, and Assassin. Class benefits: +4 dexterity, +2 willpower, +4 cunning. And then the mage. As dangerous as it is potent, magic is a curse for those lacking the will to wield it. Malevolent spirits that wish to enter the world of the living are drawn to mages like beacons, putting the mage and everyone nearby in constant danger. Because of this, mages lead lives of isolation, locked away from the world they threaten. Specializations include spirit healer, shapeshifter, arcane warrior, and blood mage. Class benefit: +5 mage, +5 mage, +5 magic, +4 willpower, +1 cunning. As you can see, I like to go very much the magic route. So let's just read these first. So Dalish. So you can't do this if you go into a mage. You are forced into the middle. Oh my god! Sorry, give me a second. I forgot my left and right. So left of City Elf, that little thing is the mage specific background. But let me just read these. So a Dalish elf. Proud of your role as one of the few true elves, you have always assumed you would spend your life with your tribe, until a chance encounter with a relic of your people's past threatened to tear you away from everything you have ever known. City elf. You have always lived under the heavy thumb of your human overlords, but when a local lord claiming his privilege with the bride shatters your wedding day, the simmering racial tensions explode in a rain of vengeance. Hello kitty. Sorry, I almost called my kitty City because I'm reading this. And then I'm gonna go to human. A human noble. Born to wealth and power, second only to royalty, you find your training in both diplomacy and battle You find your training in both diplomacy and battle put to the test as your brother leads the bulk of your family's forces to war in the south. And then rogue, human noble. Oh, okay, human noble. That is all. Whereas if you go mage, it forces you to be magi. So let me just read these. Dwarf commoner. Born castless in a land where rank is everything, bound as the lackey and thug of a local crime lord, you have spent your life invisible until chance thrusts you into the spotlight, where you can finally prove whether you will be defined by your actions or your birth. And then dwarf noble. As the favoured child of the Dwarven king, you proudly take up your first military command, only to learn that the deadly intrigues of family and sycophants may pose a greater danger than even the battlefield. Oops. Does that? No, that doesn't change. So, this doesn't change between whether you're an elf or a human. So, and obviously, like I said, I'll be going the magi route. So, magi. Wielding a power as dangerous as it is potent, you know that magic is a curse for those lacking the will to control it. You anxiously await your harrowing, the one chance to prove yourself against the demons lurking without and within. Succeed or be slaughtered by the knights who ward against your kind. Boom. It's that simple. So, let's go for that. So I don't really care about the name, I won't lie in this. So shall we call Neria?
Greetings.
Oh, greetings. What presets are there? She's a queen. Oh my god, that looks exactly like Liliana. I could just be an exact replica of Liliana. I'm here for it. Fuck it. I'll be the alpha version of Liliana. I kind of like that for some reason. Maybe not so much green though. Or this maybe. Okay. Skin tone. Let's give her a little bit of color. Skin complexion. She's withered and old. Fuck it. Quite like that. Salem. You okay? Sorry. He sounded weird. Oh my god. She's like, I am a data shelf. Fuck it. I give her some blush. Oh god, none of those look quite right. Fuck it. Hair. I want to show off my elven ears. I want to be like, here I am, bitches. I'll do that. Hair color. Might just keep it as dark. It'll be like she uses magic or something, you know. That's good. I don't want to screw her around too much and then her be like completely unknowable. Okay.
No, it's gone!
How do you do?
Greetings. Greetings!
Charmed.
Greetings. Greetings.
How do you do?
Greetings.
Right. Casting. Focus.
Greetings.
Okay. Didn't I already do the name? Yeah. Points to spend. So, strength. Strength measures a character's physical prowess and directly affects the damage a character deals in physical combat. It also contributes to the accuracy of melee attacks. High strength is essential for warriors, in particular if they wish to wield two-handed weapons, and is nearly as critical for rogues. Obviously, I'll probably be going more so for willpower, magic, and occasionally like constitution and other such things. Maybe this as well occasionally, so I can do some like herbalism. Because potions can be pretty useful in this. Although it's not like I'm playing it on super difficult, but it's still like a pretty strategy heavy game. Queen. So, dexterity. Dexterity is the measure of agility, reflexes, and balance. Higher dexterity improves a character's chances to hit, makes the character more likely to dodge incoming blows, and contributes to the damage dealt by piercing weapons like daggers or arrows. Archery and dual weapon fighting styles demand high dexterity to master. This attribute a favorite for rogues. Whatever. Willpower. Willpower represents a character's determination and mental fortitude. With high willpower, mages can cast more spells thanks to a deeper mana pool. For warriors and rogues, willpower grants more stamina for combat techniques and special attacks. Magic. Magic is the measure of a character's natural affinity for the arcane. This attribute is crucial for mages since it directly increases a character's spell power score, which determines the potency of all spells. The magic attribute also determines how effective potions, poultices, and salves are for all classes. Cunning. Cunning determines how well a character learns and reasons. Most skills such as herbalism or combat tactics require a quick mind to master, and an observant eye can more easily find weaknesses in enemy armor. Rogues benefit most from this statistic, as many of their class abilities and special attacks rely on subtlety and reading the target, not raw strength. Then Constitution. Constitution represents health and resilience. Highest Constitution directly increases the amount of damage a character can take before falling on the battlefield. So obviously I'll be probably wanting a little bit more in that. Should I do more willpower or more cunning? Might just do those because I think that's the better thing to do. Improved combat tactics. Combat, the character okay, so I'll read through these as well. Coercion. The character is influential enough to convince others to change their views. Strength contributes to a more intimidating character, whereas cunning contributes to a more persuasive character. Stealing. The character is quick enough to pilfer small items from others, whether friendly or hostile, so long as they are not too alert. Trap making. The character has learned to construct basic traps and lures out of common components. Survival. The character can detect the presence of nearby creatures below the character's own level. This skill also grants a small bonus to nature resistance. Herbalism. The character can make simple potions, poultices, and salves from common herbs. Poison making. The character has survived the difficult learning process of making simple poisons and grenades. Combat training. The character has completed basic combat training. Warriors and rogues gain access to first tier weapon talents. Mages can take more damage from an attack before it interrupts their spell casting. Then combat tactics. The character can formulate strategies quickly in battle and consequently gains a combat tactic slot. The character can now analyze the battlefield more. Okay, so what do I want to put? I might do some coercion. I feel like that's a good one to put it in. And then I've got 2 points to spend. What will I put these in? So, this is primal magic. Flame Blast. The caster's hands erupt with a cone of flame, inflicting fire damage on all targets in the area for a short time. Friendly fire possible. Rock Armor. The caster's skin becomes as hard as stone, granting a bonus to armor for as long as this mode is active. Winter's Grasp. The caster envelops the target in frost, freezing lower level targets solid. Those that resist suffer a penalty to movement speed. Lightning. The caster fires a bolt of lightning at a target, dealing electricity damage. Friendly fire possible. This is creation, so healing, whereas primal was all obviously destruction and a little bit supportive to yourself. Creation. The caster causes flesh to knit miraculously, instantly healing an ally by a moderate amount. Heroic Offense. The caster enhances an ally's aptitude in battle, granting a bonus to attack. Glyph of Paralysis. The caster inscribes a glyph on the ground that paralyzes the first enemy who crosses its bounds. Unless the opponent passes a physical resistance check, a single caster can maintain a limited number of glyphs of paralysis at once. Spell Wisp. The caster summons a wisp that grants a small bonus to spell power for as long as this mode is active. Spell Shield. While the ability is active, any hostile spell targeted at the caster has a 75% chance of being absorbed into the Fade, draining mana instead. Once all mana has depleted, the shield collapses. Mana Drain. The caster creates a parasitic bond with a spellcasting target, absorbing a small amount of mana from it. Walking Bomb. The caster magically injects the target with corrosive poison that inflicts continual nature damage. If the target dies while the effect is still active, it explodes, damaging all targets nearby. Although this spell is related to Virulent Walking Bomb, the magic behind the two does not interact. A target cannot be infected with both friendly fire possible. Virulent Walking Bomb. Is that? Yeah. Okay. I was wondering what that was. Mind Blast. The caster projects a wave of telekinetic force that stuns enemies caught in the sphere. That is a useful spell, actually, I won't lie. That's a decent spell as well. Most of these are pretty decent. I do like the telekinetic part. entropy. So these are like weakness spells and everything. Weakness. Well, you know, unhelpful spells to the enemy. Weakness. The caster drains a target of energy, inflicting penalties to attack and defense, as well as reducing its movement speed unless it passes a physical resistance check. Vulnerability hex. The target suffers a hex that inflicts penalties to cold resistance, electricity resistance, fire resistance, nature resistance, and spirit resistance. Disorient. The caster engages in subtle mental manipulation that disorientates the target for a short time, making the target a less effective combatant by inflicting penalties to attack and defense. The caster drain life. The caster creates a sinister bond with the target, draining its life energy in order to heal the caster. Okay, so that's all at the moment. But obviously there is specializations you can unlock, and there is also this. So I already have Arcane Bolt. The caster fires a sphere of magical energy at an enemy, dealing moderate spirit damage. Okay. And then you can unlock these as you go on. Arcane Mastery. So what do I want to go for? I might go for, because if I remember rightly, you don't actually get any help at the beginning. So I might do like weakness, or was it vulnerability hex? I might do that, and then do like winter grasp. Oh, that's good. Although you kind of do also need, might put on some rock armor as well, because it can be a little bit, being a mage is tough. Okay.
On a cliff overlooking the dark waters of Lake Calenhad stands the tower fortress that is home to the Circle of Magi. This tower is the only place in Ferelden where mages may study their art among others of their kind. Within the high stone walls, the Circle practices its magic and trains apprentices in the proper use of their powers. But the Circle Tower is as much a prison as a refuge. The ever-vigilant Templars of the Chantry watch over all mages, constantly alert for any sign of corruption. This gilded cage is the only world you know. Found to be sensitive to magic at a young age, you were torn from your family and grafted here as an apprentice.
These
Now,
motherfuckers.
that apprenticeship is nearly over. All that remains is the final test, the harrowing.
Magic exists to serve man, and never to rule over him. Thus spoke the prophet
okay.
Andraste as
Come
she
at me,
cast
bitch.
down the Tevinter Imperium,
jest.
ruled by mages who had brought the world to the edge of ruin. Your magic is a gift, but it's also a curse. For demons of the dream realm, the Fade, are drawn to you and seek to
She's
use
like, I
you
know, I've learned
as a
this shit
gateway
since I was
into
a
this
child.
world.
This is why the harrowing exists. The ritual sends you into the Fade, and there you will face a demon, armed with only your will.
I am ready.
Know this, apprentice. If you fail, we Templars will perform our duty. You will die. This is Lyrium, the very essence of magic, and your gateway into the Fade.
The harrowing is a
Why'd you
secret
look
out
like
of
that?
necessity,
It's like,
child.
oh my gosh.
Every mage must go through this trial by fire. As we succeeded, so shall you. Keep your wits about you, and remember the Fade is a realm of dreams. The spirits may rule it, but your own will is real.
The apprentice must go through this test alone, first in charge.
Oh my god, he didn't offer to come with
are
me.
ready.
Jesus fuck. He wasn't like sat there like, I'll be with you, I'm joining you, don't worry. apprentice, I will be with you, queen. Like, he didn't say that, did he? Chill. So, oh my god, it's consuming me. Help. Saving content. I will give it another save as well, because I've noticed that occasionally my autosave, like, doesn't work. So, load game, let me see. Autosave and everything. Help me. The Vase of Healing, disturbing statue. Is there anything else that I can grab? Not just yet. Let me do the Vase of Healing. Take all. Oh. So that's how I do that. I will do that so that I'm just always Stone of Healed. Stone of Armored, you know. Oh. You see what I mean? Like that little shit. Let me Codex. The Harrowing. So this is what my character is going through at the moment. This is what you start as when you're a mage, human, or elf. So, the Harrowing. Among apprentices of the Circle, nothing is regarded with more fear than the Harrowing. Little is known about this rite of passage, and that alone would be cause for dread, but it is well understood that only those apprentices who pass this trial are ever seen again. They return as full members of the Circle of Magi. Of those who fail, nothing is known. Perhaps they are sent away in disgrace, perhaps they are killed on the spot. I heard one patently ridiculous rumour among the Circle at Ravane, which claimed that failed apprentices were transformed into pigs, fattened up and served at dinner to the senior enchanters, but I could find no evidence that the Ravani Circle ate any particular quantity of pork. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genetivi. And then Beyond the Veil, Spirits and Demons. It is challenging enough for the casual observer to tell the difference between the Fade and the creatures that live within it, let alone between one type of spirit and another. In truth, there is little that distinguishes them, even for the most astute mages. Since spirits are not physical entities and are therefore not restricted to recognizable forms or even having a form at all, one can never tell for certain what is alive and what is merely part of the scenery. It is therefore advisable for the inexperienced researcher to greet all objects he encounters. Typically, we misuse the term spirit to refer only to the benign or at least less malevolent creatures of the Fade, but in truth, all the denizens of the realm beyond the veil are spirits. As the chant of light notes, everything within the Fade is a mimicry of our world, a poor imitation, for the spirits do not remotely understand what they are copying. It is no surprise that much of the Fade appears like a manuscript translated from Tevinter into Orlesian and back again by drunken initiates. In general, spirits are not complex, or rather they are not complex as we understand such things. Each one seizes upon a single facet of human experience: rage, hunger, compassion, hope, etc. This one idea becomes their identity. We classify as demons those spirits who identify themselves with darker human emotions and ideas. The most common and weakest form of demon one encounters in the Fade is the rage demon. They are much like perpetually boiling kettles, for they exist only to vent hatred, but rarely have an object to hate. Somewhat above these are the hunger demons, who do little but eat, or attempt to eat everything they encounter, including other demons. This is rarely successful. Then there are the sloth demons. These are the first intelligent creatures one typically finds in the Fade. They are dangerous only on those rare occasions that they can be induced to get up and do harm. Desire demons are more clever and far more powerful, using all forms of bribery to induce mortals into the realms. Wealth, love, vengeance, whatever lies closest to your heart. The most powerful demons yet encountered are the pride demons, perhaps because they, among all their kind, most resemble men. From Beyond the Veil, Spirits and Demons by Enchanter Murdramel. Characters. Knight Commander Gregor. Your magic is a gift, but it's also a curse. The Circle of Magi has trained you, and we Templars of the Chantry stand vigil to ensure that training is adequate. If you want to survive, you must learn the rules. The first enchanter, Irving. If you want to survive, you must learn the rules and realize that sometimes sacrifices are not necessary. And then this is all of the okay.
As you say.
Haha. A wisp. You are no match for me. Sorry. My kitty cat's here for more fusses and attention. What can you do? Let's read about the wisp quickly, shall we? Cool. Creatures, wisp. A great deal is made of the most powerful demons, those that create abomination. So this is the wisp. A great deal is made of the most powerful demons, those that create abominations and those that have changed the history of Thedas. It is often forgotten that not all demons as such are awe-inspiring beings. Some that break through the cracks in the veil into our world are known as wisps, a sliver of a thought that once was. A wisp is a demon that has lost its power. Either it has existed in our world for too long without finding a true host, or it has been destroyed. Often so we found by other demons. What remains of its mind clings tightly to the one concept that created it, a hatred of all living things. While its ability to target a living creature is limited, these wisps often mindlessly attack when encountered in the Fade. In the living world, they often have been known to maliciously lure the living into a dangerous area, being mistaken for lanterns or other civilized light sources. This does, however, seem to be the very limit of their cunning. From the journal of former senior enchanter Malleus, once of the Circle of Ravane, declared it apostate in 920 Dragon Age. Bitch. I can't believe it. Oh, nice. Give me a second. I'll wait for my... Is there anything else? I don't think there's been anything to grab, has there? I don't think there really is a lot to grab at this place. Just the odd couple of little bitty bobbies. Oh, hello.
Someone else thrown to the wolves, as fresh and unprepared as ever. It isn't right that they do this, the Templars. Not to you, me, anyone.
I will succeed, right or
You
not.
say that now. So have many others before you. Look at me. Look at what can happen. It's always
You
the
were weak.
same. But it's not your fault. You're in the same boat I was, aren't you? Allow me to welcome you to the Fade. You can call me, well, Mouse.
Not your real name, I
No.
take it.
I don't remember anything from before. The Templars kill you if you take too long, you see. They figure you failed, and they don't want something getting out. That's what they did to me, I think. I have no body to reclaim, and you don't have much time before you end up the same.
I'm sorry.
Don't waste time with that talk. You don't want to end up like this. There's something here, contained, just for an apprentice like you. You have to face the creature, a demon, and resist it. If you can. That's your way out. Or your opponent's, if the Templars wouldn't kill you. A test for you. A tease for the creatures of the Fade. You would be a fool to just attack everything you see. What you face is powerful, cunning. There are others here, other spirits. They will tell you more, maybe help, if you can believe anything you see. I'll follow, if that's all right. My chance was long ago, but you may have a way out.
Mouse.
The dangerous spirit is not far. Don't go near it unless you're ready to fight. It is dangerous to be out in the open like this. Not that hiding helps much in the Fade.
How have you survived here so long?
I missed my chance. So I became small. Unnoticeable. I hide from the bigger things. Learn from the smaller things. There are places you can hide where the shadows go on forever. You stay there long enough, and the shadows begin to creep inside of you. I don't know how long it's been. Forever, maybe.
The Templars simply killed you?
That is what happens to the physical bodies of apprentices who fail. They'd kill every mage if they could. All the Templars see in magic is danger. And they don't just use the harrowing. If you learn a little too much, they'll label you a blood mage and kill you on sight. True mages like you know that the power you hold is a gateway to greater things. A potential they can never hope to contain.
It's not right how they control it. No, I jest. I mean, it is kind of a little bit shitty, but also, you know, they can be dangerous. You do see that. That is a repeated thing. But also their abuse is a very repeated thing, so it's a tough one. I always tend to go mage, though, so... You're getting a little crazy, Mouse. Isn't there also the option of the Rite of Tranquility?
Be turned into an emotionless freak? That is what it is, you know? To never dream, never feel. Even demons abhor them. But I suppose that is the trade-off. They can't be possessed. As if that is worse than losing yourself. You don't want to lose yourself here. Being nothing would be easier than this.
Do you want to die?
I think you should finish your harrowing.
Okay. I could absorb that, but it would do nothing, so... Bitch. It hit me. It's cheating. Oh no. Ooh, another vase of healings, please. New Codex, the Black City. Ooh. So the Black City. No traveler to the Fade can fail to spot the Black City. It is one of the few constants of that ever-changing place. No matter where one might be, the city is visible. Always far off, for it seems that the only rule of geography in the Fade is that all points are equidistant from the Black City. The chant teaches that the Black City was once the seat of the Maker, from whence he ruled the Fade, left empty when men turned away from him. Dreamers do not go there, nor do spirits. Even the most powerful demons seem to avoid the place. It was golden and beautiful once, so the story goes, until a group of powerful Magister Lords from the Tevinter Imperium devised a means of breaking in. When they did so, their presence defiled the city, turning it black, which was perhaps the least of their worries. From beyond the veil, spirits and demons by enchanter Murdramel, whatever. Plot helpers. Plot helpers are markers on your current area map that... Okay. Oh, is that the Black City? It must be. No, I've never really looked at it. I do wonder if that will ever be a little thing that you go to. Or if it is a thing you go to. Interesting.
Another spirit this way. It never seemed equal to its name to me.
Fuck your chicken strips.
Another mortal thrown into the flames and left to burn, I see. Your mages have devised a cowardly test. Better you were pitted against each other to prove your mettle with skill, and to be sent unarmed against a demon.
Fight each other. We're not warriors. You know why I'm here.
They would have you battle a demon. With magic or weapon, to be the victor makes you a warrior still. That you remain means you have not yet defeated your hunter. I wish you a glorious battle to come.
What kind of spirit are you?
I am Valor, a warrior spirit. I hone my weapons in search of the perfect expression of combat.
What else do you know about the harrowing?
Is that what your test is called? I know little of your mortal ways. I do know that a demon has been called, and told that a meal awaits. It will not, cannot leave, until one of you is dead.
Did you create all of these weapons?
They are brought into being by my will. I understand that in your world, mages are the only ones who can will things into being. Those mortals who cannot must lead such hollow, empty lives.
We do. Would one of these weapons affect the demon?
Without a doubt. In this realm, everything that exists is the expression of a thought. Do you think these blades be steel? The staves be wood? Do you believe they draw blood? A weapon is a single need for battle, and my will makes that need reality. Do you truly desire one of my weapons? I will give one to you, if you agree to duel me first. Valor shall test your mettle as it should be tested.
Willpower. It seems you would prefer to kill me yourself. I don't think I've ever really used that.
As you wish, mortal. We battle until I am convinced you are strong enough to defeat your demon. If you do not convince me, I will slay you.
Bitch.
Are these rules understood? Our duel begins now. Fight with valor! Your strength is sufficient to the task.
Nice.
The staff is yours.
Is there any other way?
Short of battling the demon for you? No.
Thank you.
May you find glory in all your achievements, mortal.
Nice. Oh, that is a good point. I will also do a little save myself. Nice.
Very well. Very well. It is begun. It shall be done.
Nice. And then Mr.
Be
Sloth.
cautious. There is another spirit here. Not
Oh
the one
no, I've
hunting
been
you, but
trapped.
still.
Help me. Sorry. Hello, Sloth Demon. Hello, old friend. See if I remember these.
So, you are the mortal being hunted. And the small one, is he to be a snack for me?
I don't like this. He's not going to help us. We should go.
No matter. The demon will get you eventually. And perhaps there will even be scraps left.
What kind of spirit are you? I mean, I know, but...
It's a demon. Maybe even more powerful than the one chasing after you.
Be gone. Surely you have better things to do than bother Sloth, mortal. I tire of you already. I am a spirit of Sloth. Yes, a creature of the Fade. Unlike yourself, mortals are ever the visitors here. Still, you serve your function. Only the mortals like yourself are truly annoying.
Oh, that's... Mortals like myself?
You are aware. A mortal with power and will. The sort of creature that some spirits hunger for. I might be inclined for such a meal myself. It would be interesting to see the mortal world through your eyes, live inside your form. But I'm disinclined to begin such a struggle. As you mortals might term it, but not all demons are demons. Worry about the one hunting you.
I need help defeating a demon.
You have a very nice staff. Why would you need me? Go. Use your weapon, since you have earned it. Be valorous.
He looks powerful. It might be possible that he could teach you to be like him.
Like me? You mean teach the mortal to take this form? Why? Most mortals are too attached to their forms to learn the change. You, on the other hand, little one, might be a better student. You let go of the human form years ago.
I don't think I'd make a very good bear. How would I hide?
Hiding doesn't solve anything. We need to face our fears.
I have faced more in this place than you can imagine. Fear is just one more thing. But you are right. Hiding doesn't help. I'm sorry, it's the Fade. It changes you. I'll try. I'll try to be a bear. if you'll teach me.
That's nice. But teaching is so exhausting. Away
You
with your
bastard.
I told you he wasn't going to help us.
Mouse wants to
wish to
learn.
learn
Teach
my
him.
form, little one? Then I have a challenge for your friend. Answer 3 riddles correctly, and I will teach you. Fail, and I will devour you both. The decision is yours.
I accept your challenge.
This gets more and more promising. My first riddle is this. I have seas with no water, coasts with no sand, towns without people, mountains without land. What am I?
A map.
Correct. Let's move on. The second riddle. I'm rarely touched, but often held. If you have wit, you'll use me well. What am I?
My tongue.
Yes, your witty tongue. Fair enough. One more try, shall we? Often will I spin a tale, never will I charge a fee. I'll amuse you an entire eve, but alas, you won't remember me. What am I?
A dream.
You are correct. Rather apropos here, you fade, no? But you've won my challenge and proven yourself an amusing distraction. So, I shall teach you my form. Now, listen carefully.
Like this? Am I a bear? It feels
Good
heavy.
Mousy.
Close enough. Go then, and defeat your demon, or whatever you intend to do. I grow weary of your mortal prattling.
Nice. Wolf. So this is one of the creatures we faced. It is rather unfair, the reputation that the wolf possesses in Ferelden. For a people that so clearly adore their hounds, Fereldans simultaneously harbour a distrust of wolves that border on the unreasonable. Unreasonable, that is, if one were not familiar with the ancient legends regarding werewolves. There was a time in Ferelden's past when demons inhabited the bodies of wolves in great numbers, causing the wars against werewolves and spreading great fear and panic. The werewolves were slain, but even today the noble wolf is still looked upon with distrust. From Legends of Ferelden by Mother Eilis of Denerim, 910 Dragon. An attack by wolves upon civilized folk happens rarely, often only in times of desperation, and even then only when the wolves have the advantage of numbers. This can change during a blight. When darkspawn rise onto the surface, their presence dramatically alters the savage nature of normal beasts. The blights passed as the corruption of the darkspawn spread through the wilder areas of Thedas. It would infect the animals found there, and the more powerful of them would survive and be transformed into a more vicious and dangerous beast. A blight wolf is one such example, mad with the pain of its infection, and only through the overriding command of the darkspawn does it still retain some semblance of its pack instinct. Blight wolves are always found in large groups and will tend to overwhelm a single target if they can, using their numbers to their advantage. It is fortunate that these creatures rarely survive their corruption for very long. Wow. You motherfuckers. Okay. Anything else? Nope. So this is how you go on to the other.
creatures have no true reason to fight us.
It shall be done.
Don't give them the advantage!
As you say, it is begun. It shall be done.
Quickly, we must fight!
Oh, I don't need to fight anymore, Queen. Okay, cool. Any more? No. Okay. Well. Let's fuck these bitches up, shall we? The Black City. Saving content. Or
And there is a spirit of...
let me save. Okay. Well, he's not. I know. Let's speak.
And so it comes to me at last. Soon I shall see the land of the living with your eyes, creature. You shall be mine, body and soul.
It's 2 against 1. You really want to fight us both?
Amusing. Have you not told it of our arrangement, Mouse?
We don't have an arrangement. Not anymore.
Oh. And after all those wonderful meals we have shared, now suddenly the mouse has changed the rules.
I'm not a mouse now. And soon I won't have to hide. I don't need to bargain with you.
We shall see.
We certainly shall. Why?
I shall do it.
No!
Very well. I shall do it. It shall be done. As you say, it is begun. Very well.
No quarter! Best be wary!
As you say.
Nice.
You did it. You actually did it. When you came, I hoped that maybe you might be able to... But I never really thought any of you were worthy.
The ones you betrayed before me. What were their names?
What? They were not as promising as you. It was a long time ago. I don't remember their names. I don't even remember my own name. It's the Fade, and the Templars killing me. Like they tried with you.
So what is it you think you can get from me?
You defeated a demon. You completed your test. With time, you will be a master enchanter with no equal. And maybe there's hope in that for someone as small and as forgotten as me. If you want to help, there may be a way for me to leave here, to get a foothold outside. You just need to want to let me in.
Oh, of course. I'm starting to think the other demon wasn't my test.
What? What do you... Of course it was. What else is here that could harm an apprentice of your potential? You are a smart one.
Simple killing is a warrior's job. The real dangers of the Fade are preconceptions, careless trust, pride.
Fuck.
Keep your wits about you, mage. True tests never end.
What a sweet little pride demon. Am I right? He could have killed me, and he didn't. What a sweetie.
Are you alright? Say something, please.
I'm dead. A demon, die demon. Jowan?
Oh, I'm glad you're alright. They carried you in this morning. I didn't even realize you'd been gone all night. I've heard about apprentices who never come back from harrowings. Is it really that dangerous? What was it like?
We're friends, but don't ask this. You know I can't tell you.
So much for friendship. I'll leave you alone then. And now you get to move to the nice mage's quarters upstairs. I'm stuck here and I don't know when they'll call me for my harrowing.
Never. They'll summon you to the test when you're ready.
I've been here longer than you have. Sometimes I think they just don't want to test me.
Doesn't everyone go through a harrowing?
The tranquil never go through a harrowing. You do the harrowing, the rite of tranquility, or you die. That's what happens.
What's
You've seen the tranquil around the tower, like Owain who runs the stockroom. He's so cold. No, not even cold. There's just nothing in him. It's like he's dead but still walking. His voice, his eyes are lifeless.
I think you're reading too much.
I shouldn't waste your time with this. I was supposed to tell you to see Irving as soon as you woke up.
Where is he?
Said he'd be in his study upstairs. You'd better not keep him waiting. We can speak later.
Okay.
Did you hear anything? Is she all right? Is she awake?
Why do you care? Are you best friends now?
I'm just curious. That Templar, Cullen, said it was the quickest, cleanest harrowing he'd ever seen. He says she's very talented and very brave.
Well, he would, wouldn't he?
I just know I'll be terrified when my time comes. Like Wendell was. He'd throw up every day for the next week just thinking about it.
I'm gonna kill you all. I'm gonna turn into a blood mage and kill you all right here, right now. Lol. Imagine dragons. Sorry. Imagine if you could, that'd be so
Jowan's been acting weird all day. Have you seen him?
I have. He is a bit weird, isn't he? Oh wait, you mean today? Oh, yeah, sure. Acting more unique, I suppose. I don't know what they are. I always just end up taking them. I should really... Oh, level up. Specializations not yet unlocked. Okay, cool. I don't know what I'm going to go for. This is kind of where I'm a little bit... among the ain't. So I'm going to read these because these are actually quite interesting, I think. Don't worry, I'll probably end up reading all of the specializations at some point. So this is a shapeshifter. Specialization bonus +2 constitution +1 armor. Rumors speak of barbarians that hold secrets of transforming the body into the form of animals. The Circle of Magi denies such rumors, but this rare art survives in the forgotten corners of Thedas. Mastery of their bodies allows shapeshifters some protection, even in human form, making them durable opponents and staunch allies. Spirit Healers, specialization bonus +2 magic, minor combat health regeneration. Not all entities of the Fade are demonic. Many are benevolent entities consisting of life energy, which can be called upon to mend flesh and heal disease. Spirit Healers focus on channeling the energies granted by these spirits, making them indispensable members of a party of adventurers. Arcane Warriors, specialization bonus +1 dexterity +5 attack. Among the ancient elves, there were mages who trained their magical arts to augment their martial prowess. They channeled magical powers through their weapons and bodies, becoming terrors on the battlefield. Most consider these skills lost forever, but they may still linger in forgotten corners of the world. Arcane warriors may learn to use their magic score to satisfy the strength requirement to equip higher level weapons and armor. That's a pretty cool one. Blood Mage. Not yet unlocked. I do know how to unlock it, but I'm not sure. Specialization bonus +2 constitution +2 spell power. Every mage can feel the dark law of blood magic. Originally learned from demons, these dark rites tap into the power of blood. converting life into mana and giving the mage command over the minds of others. Such power comes with a price, though. A blood mage must sacrifice his own health, the health of allies to fuel these abilities. I'm not sure if I will do that. It's like always cool, but at the same time it's really not that cool. You think it's cool, but it's not. I might go either shapeshifter or spirit healer, but you do also get 2 choices. So I'm gonna go for maybe a bit more cunning or 1 more constitution. Power and magic. Stone Fist is pretty cute. I do like it. Maybe vulnerability hex. Yes. So where is my... Huh. What even is that? Inspect. Fine treated lambskin suitable for exacting illustration and script. Oh, okay. I think I can sell it. So it is worthy to some degree. It is worth it. I think, in a way. I honestly cannot remember right now. I need to run. I need to leave. Leave.
Don't know. Gregor hasn't said anything yet. And shh, we're on duty.
Yeah, there's no one here.
Someone's always watching. I swear it's like the walls have eyes. Shh.
An acolyte staff again. Good, because I can sell it. So I really don't mind.
Yes, is there something you need?
That's a big door.
Yes, it is. Do you need something, or are you just here to state the obvious?
Can you open the door?
The Knight Commander would have my head if I did that. Besides, I hear it takes no less than 4 grown men to open this door.
Is this the only way out of the tower?
The only safe one, as far as I know. There are windows on the higher levels, but surely you don't need me to warn you of the dangers of leaping from them. It never ends well.
What's out there?
For Eldon, it's not very interesting. Mostly farms, the occasional river.
I should get going.
Make a smile fortune on you.
Thank you. Much appreciated. I'm sure the Maker will smile fortune upon me more than you rat bastard. You keep me trapped here forever. So I already, yeah. Is Cullen here? I think he's upstairs. I love Cullen. He's my soulmate in these games. He's my only love.
Why would anyone do something so...
Lesser Lyrium potion.
It's a death sentence.
That's what I hear anyway.
I couldn't hear that. But I could read what you were saying, so fairs. You can bend their will to your demons, to you, but, you know. When you're playing this game, blood magic just isn't that great. I hope if they bring it back in, because it left it, because they did take out an Inquisition, which was a little bit of a shame, but honestly, not that bad. Like I said, it wasn't that powerful anyway, so it kind of was a little bit of a waste. I wish it wasn't, but it was. Because I had such a fascination with blood magic. And then, like, you learn it and you try and do it, and it's just not that amazing. I really wish it had been more. There had been more.
You must control the fire with your will. Keep the flames steady. We don't want it sputtering and leaping about. That's what causes most of the injuries.
Injuries?
But... Steady. It reacts to your emotions. If you panic, it will... No. Breathe. You know, in my experience, flint and tinder works just as well. Maybe we should start with that.
Oh, he's struggling. Fairs.
I've only burnt myself once today. I think that's progress.
Well done, apprentice.
I hope you've spoken to the first enchanter. He seems eager to see you.
I will, Jesus.
Was the harrowing scary? It must have been. Why else would they call it that?
Literally, what the hell? What a dumb question to ask.
Magic must serve man, and not rule over him.
Very good. And what do you think that means? Can anyone tell me?
Hey!
No, that's not what it means.
It means that magic should be used to help people, but we can't use our magic to force people to do what we want.
That's right. We should not abuse the gift the Maker has given us.
We should always abuse the gift. No.
Does your mentor give you lots of homework too?
Yes. My mentor's a bitch.
If I had put all my power behind that spell, you would have been obliterated. I am not your enemy. Fear is your enemy. It is a weakness that can be exploited.
No?
Then stand firm and know you can resist whatever I throw at you. Again.
Queen. Well done. You're doing good, sweetie. Keep it up.
Hello there.
Hello there. Are you a maid? Are you an elf? You are, Queen. Are you an elf? No, you're a human.
I heard Irving wants to see you.
The way he said that, like I'm in trouble, he was like, I heard Irving wants to see you. So, mana and the use of magic. Mana is that which defines a mage. It is potential that dwells within a person, but does not always manifest itself. All men are connected to the Fade. We go there to dream, but only those with this potential may draw upon its power. Mana is, then, a measurement of one's ability to draw power from the Fade, and it is this power that is expended in magic. As in all other things, it has limits. Just as a man has the strength to lift only so much weight and no more, a mage cannot work more magic at one time than his mana allows. If he or she wishes to work magic, that would be beyond their strength. A mage must bolster their mana with lyrium. Without lyrium, it is possible for the reckless to expand their own life force in the working of magic. And occasionally, ambitious apprentices injure or even kill themselves by overexertion. From the lectures of First Enchanter Wenceslas. The Fade. The study of the Fade is as old as humankind, for so long as men have dreamed, we have walked its twisting paths, sometimes catching a glimpse of the city at its heart, always as close as your own thoughts, but impossibly separated from our world. The Tevinter Imperium once spent vast fortunes of gold, lyrium, and human slaves in an effort to map the terrain of the Fade, an ultimately futile endeavor. Although portions of it belong to powerful spirits, all of the Fade is in constant flux. The Imperium succeeded in finding the desperate and ever-shifting realms of a dozen demon lords. As well as cataloguing a few hundred types of spirits before they were forced to abandon the project. The relationship of dreamers to the Fade is complex. Even when entering the Fade through the use of lyrium, mortals are not able to control or affect it. The spirits who dwell there, however, can. And as the Chantry teaches us, the great flaw of the spirits is that they have neither imagination nor ambition. They create what they see through their sleeping visitors, building elaborate copies of our cities, people, and events, which, like the reflections in a mirror, ultimately lack context or life of their own. Even the most powerful demons merely plagiarize the worst thoughts and fears of mortals and build their own realms with no other ambition than to taste life. From Tranquility and the Role of the Fade in Human Culture by First Enchanter Josephus. Oh. Rage Demon. Encountered in the Fade, the true form of a rage demon is a frightening sight, a thing of pure fire, its body seemingly made of amorphous lava and its eyes 2 pinpricks of baleful light radiating from its core. The abilities of such a demon center on the fire it generates. It burns those who come near, and the most powerful of its kind are able to lash out with bolts of fire and even firestorms that can affect entire areas. Fortunately, even powerful rage demons are less intelligent than most other varieties. Their tactics are simple: attack an enemy on sight with as much force as possible until it perishes. Some rage demons carry over their heat-based abilities into possessed hosts, but otherwise the true form is mostly seen outside of the Fade, when it's specifically summoned by a mage to do their bidding. Okay. Owain. Tranquil. Simply just tranquil. I must enter. Ho 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 ho. This is all mine. I just. Hello,
Welcome
Owain.
to the Circle's stockroom of magical items. My name is Owain. How may I assist you?
What is the stockroom for?
The stockroom stores components used in magical and alchemical experiments. Do you require something?
Are you really a tranquil mage?
I voluntarily submitted to the rite of tranquility. I was unwilling to undergo the harrowing. I find this state agreeable.
Queen? What is it like to not having emotions?
I see the world with clarity. I remember the days when my mind was filled with inconvenient and seething emotions. Now things are simple.
What was becoming tranquil like?
It is difficult to describe. I would perhaps compare it to being plunged into a pool of ice-cold water.
What happened during the rite of tranquility?
I was ordered to never speak of it. I cannot go against the Circle's wishes.
I should go now.
Very well. Goodbye.
Oh, hello. I don't believe we've met. Are you new to the Circle?
I'm a newly harrowed mage, but I've lived here all my life.
I'm sorry. There are so many of you, and I get confused. Not to mention, these old eyes are
I can tell
starting
you,
to go.
prick. Everyone makes mistakes.
You're too kind. I'm old and about to fall apart. Nothing in the world can fix that.
You should rest more, not be in the library.
But I enjoy the library. These books, they're old friends of mine. And it's quiet. When you're my age, you'll appreciate the quiet. Anyway, did you need something? I'm not good at talking. Too much chatter makes my head throb. Don't you have lessons to get to? Shoo!
What a twat. This is why I'm gonna kill you, fucker. The 4 schools of magic. Primal. Empty. I like how it says empty, but it's just, it looks like it's been covered over. Creation. Hierarchy of the circle. I will speak to him in a moment.
That's not likely. The Chantry would do something before it came to that.
Will they? They haven't done anything, and I've heard that the Equitarians are starting to soften a little on the Libertarian position.
Sympathy for a position isn't the same as support. Yet. As far as I know, most Equitarians prefer to remain allied with the Loyalists. You can see why, don't you? Just think of what the Chantry would do if suddenly the Circles were petitioning for more independence, or even a split.
Won't be pretty.
Ah, the short-sighted Libertarians. They'll get their way and take us all down with them.
Too true. Spirit.
I think someone's here to speak to you, Senior Torren.
The history of the circle. Give me a circle. Give me a second, I meant entropy. Anything else? Senior
Hello.
Enchanter.
Congratulations on your harrowing last night. Good work.
What were you talking about earlier?
Oh, the fraternities of the Enchanters. You probably haven't heard of them. It's best not to get tangled up in circle politics. More trouble than it's worth, really.
Tell me about the fraternities.
They're found in all circles throughout Thedas. Groups of enchanters who hold similar viewpoints, who band together to make their voices heard. The most influential fraternity are the Equitarians. They are moderates and believe in a code of conduct that all mages should adhere to. Then there are the Chantry apologists, the Loyalists. The Chantry says something and they follow it to the letter. The Lucrosians just want to make money, and the Isolationists would like us all to be hermits and live on an island. Then, of course, there are the Libertarians. They want more power for the Circle, more autonomy.
Which do you belong to?
Well, if I had to, I'd say I was an Equitarian, but I ducked out of the fray a long time ago. Most of the senior enchanters are Equitarians. Irving, Wynne, Sweeney. Ulrid's a Libertarian, and a loud one at that. Mages have enough opposition from the outside without tearing our circles apart with infighting. But what can you do?
Giving up.
An
doesn't help
idealist,
anyone.
I see. Well, if you're going to change the world, you should get started immediately. Lots of world to cover.
True. Niall.
Hello, were you looking for something?
What were you talking to that other mage about?
Oh, the fraternities. Groups of mages with a common agenda. I think we should all be isolationists. Stay in some remote mountain town far away from the mundanes who hate us.
If we run away, they'll never learn not to fear us.
They'll never learn that. They don't want to. I'd go hide alone in the wilds if I could. But you know they just brand me an apostate and hunt me down. There is no leaving the circle. It's till death do us part. Romantic, isn't it?
Apostate?
If you leave the circle, you become an apostate. And the punishment for leaving is death. Pretty grim, huh?
There must be mages who aren't part of a circle.
I've heard of hedge witches who've managed to survive on their own, eluding the circle for a lifetime. But if the Templars discover them,
Why is it
well,
showing here?
you know what happens. Then there are stories about the Dalish elf clans having great magic. But who knows what's truth and what's fiction when it comes to the Dalish?
Who are you?
I'm Njal, a mage just like you. I've seen you around, haven't I? I must have.
I can't stay
All right.
chat.
Have a good day.
Is there anything else? Any other books?
Do you need something? If not, step back. You're in my light.
Rude.
Are you surprised? We are probably more attuned to magic than humans are. Or at least our ancestors must have been. With most of our history lost, I suppose I'll never really know. Maybe the Dalish elves would, but I've never met one.
Dalish elf?
They live in the wilderness, traveling where they will. I've heard they keep the old beliefs alive.
I wish I knew the old language.
As do I. Perhaps one day I will have the chance to learn it. Are you from an alienage? I'm from a farm outside Highever. My mother worked as the cook's assistant there.
I can't quite remember where I was from.
They must have taken you away when you were very young. I suppose it doesn't matter where we're from, does it? We're in the circle now.
I suppose that makes us luckier than other elves.
I am satisfied knowing the humans who look down upon me will fear me instead. But I should get back to my books.
Thank you for
Good
talking
day.
with me. He is cute. He is nice. Oh my god, he's my love. The Fraternity of Enchanters. Another aspect of circle life is the fraternity. When a mage becomes an enchanter, he may ally himself with a fraternity. These are cliques that cross circle boundaries. Mages of common interests and goals who band together to ensure that their voice is heard within the College of Magi in Cumberland. The largest fraternities currently are the Loyalists, who advocate loyalty and obedience to the Chantry, the Aquitarians, who advocate temperance and follow a distinct code of conduct which they believe all mages should hold themselves to. The Libertarians, a growing fraternity publicly maintaining greater power for the circles, but secretly advocating a complete split from the Chantry. A dangerous opinion, naturally. The Isolationists, a small group that advocates withdrawing to remote territories in order to advocate conflicts with the general populace. The Lucresanes, who maintain that the circle must do what is profitable first and foremost. They prioritize the accumulation of wealth with the gaining of political influence a close second. So far, an alliance between the Loyalists and Aquitarians has prevented the Libertarians from gaining much headway, but there are signs that Aquitarians may throw their support in with the Libertarians. If that happens, many mages predict it will come to civil war among the circles. From the Circle of Magi, a history by First Enchanter Josephus. Hierarchy of the Circle. It is no simple matter safeguarding ordinary men from mages, and mages from themselves. Each circle tower must have some measures of self-government, for it is ever the Maker's will that men be given the power to take responsibility for our own actions, to sin and fail, as well as to achieve the highest grace and glory on our own strength. You, who will be tasked with the protection of the circle, must be aware of its workings. The first enchanter is the heart of any tower. He will determine the course his circle will take. He will choose which apprentices may be tested and made full mages, and you will work most closely with him. Assisting the first enchanter will be the senior enchanters, a small council of the most trusted and experienced magi in the tower. From this group, the next first enchanter is always chosen. Beneath the council are the enchanters. These are the teachers and mentors of the tower, and you must get to know them in order to keep your finger on the pulse of the circle, for the enchanters will always know what is happening among the children. All those who have passed their harrowing but have not taken apprentices are mages. This is where most trouble in a circle lies, in the idleness and inexperience of youth. The untested apprentices are the most numerous denizens of any tower, but they more often pose threats to themselves due to their lack of training than to anyone else. Knight Commander Serene of the Chantry Templars, in a letter to his successor. Shit. History of the Circle. It is truth universally acknowledged that nothing is more successful at inspiring a person to mischief as being told not to do something. Unfortunately, the Chantry of the Divine Age has some trouble with obvious truths. Although it did not outlaw magic, quite the contrary, as the Chantry relied upon magic to kindle the eternal flame which burns in every brazier in every Chantry. It relegates mages to lighting candles and lamps, perhaps occasionally dusting off rafters and eaves. I will give my readers a moment to contemplate how well such a role satisfied the mages of the time. It surprised absolutely no one when the mages of Valroyo in protest snuffed the sacred flames of the cathedral and barricaded themselves inside the choir loft. No one, that is, but Divine Ambrosia II, who was outraged and attempted to order an exalted march upon her own cathedral. Even her most devout Templars discouraged that idea. For 21 days the fire remained unlit while negotiations were conducted. Legend tells us by shouting back and forth from the loft. The mages went cheerily into exile in a remote fortress outside of the capital, where they would be kept under the watchful eye of the Templars and a council of their own elder magi. Outside of normal society and outside of the Chantry, the mages would form their own close society, the Circle, separated for the first time in human history. From Of Fires, Circles and Templars, a history of magic in the Chantry by Sister Petrine, Chantry scholar. The four schools of magic: creation, opposition in all things, for earth, sky, for winter, summer, for darkness, light. By my will alone is balance and sundered, and the world given new life. Threnodies 5:5. The school of creation, sometimes called the school of nature, is the second of the schools of matter, the balancing force and complement of entropy. Creation magic manipulates natural forces, transforming what exists and bringing new things into being. Creation requires considerable finesse, more than any other school, and is therefore rarely mastered. Those mages who have made a serious study of creation are the highest in demand, useful in times of peace as well as war. The four schools of magic. Entropy. To you, my second-born, I grant this gift. In your heart shall burn an unquenchable flame, all-consuming and never satisfied. Threnodies 5:7. The second of the two schools of matter. Entropy is the opposing force of creation. For this reason it is often called the school of negation. Nothing lives without death. Time inevitably brings an end to all things in the material world, and yet in this ending is the seed of a beginning. A river may flood its banks, causing havoc, but bring new life to its floodplain. The fire that burns a forest ushers in new growth, and so it is with entropic magic that we manipulate the forces of erosion, decay, and destruction to create anew. From the Four Schools of Magic, a treatise by First Enchanter Josephus. This is primal. So 4 schools of magic, primal. Those who oppose thee shall know the wrath of heaven. Field and forests shall burn. The seas shall rise and devour them. The wind shall tear their nations. From the face of the earth lightning shall rain down from the sky. They shall cry out to their false gods and find silence. Andraste 7:19. Sometimes called the school of power, the primal school is the second of the school of energy, balanced by spirit and concerns the most visible and tangible forces of nature itself. This is the magic of war, fire, ice, and lightning, devastation. This is what the vast majority imagines when they hear the word magic. From the 4 schools, a treatise by First Enchanter Josephus. The 4 schools of magic, spirit. And the voice of the Maker shook the Fade, saying, in my image I have wrought my firstborn. You have been given dominion over all that exists by your will. All things are done, yet you do nothing. The realm I have given you is formless, ever-changing. Thernides 5:4. The first of the 2 schools of energy. Spirit is opposed by the primal school. It is the school of mystery, the ephemeral school. This is the study of the invisible energies which surround us at all times, yet are outside of nature. It is from this Fade itself that this magic draws its power. Students of this school cover everything from direct manipulation of mana and spell energy to the study and summoning of spirits themselves. By its nature an esoteric school, as most others know virtually nothing about the Fade. Studies of spirit magic are often misunderstood by the general populace or even confused for blood magic, an unfortunate fate for a most useful branch of study. From the 4 schools, a treatise by First Enchanter Josephus. Nice. And there is nothing else? No.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't hear you come in. I'm sorry. I'm terribly busy right now. I have to prepare the room before the Grey Warden is done at his meeting with Irving.
What's a Grey Warden?
They are an order of brave and noble warriors, sworn to give their lives to defeat the Darkspawn. You know, I almost became a Grey Warden once.
Really?
There were several of us chosen, though the Grey Wardens only wanted one recruit. They only ever have one mage, you see. I think they thought I was the best candidate, but I was young and foolish, and I said I wasn't interested. They picked someone else instead, and that was that. I've regretted it ever since. Ah, well, I should get back to my work.
Yes, you should. What an idiot you are as well. You were like, yes, I prefer staying in this tower for my entire existence. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? It's the best of the best. Cullen. The armoire. The armoire. Private documents. Mage.
Ah, there you are. You are to be moved out of the apprentices' dormitory, and these are to be your new quarters.
Oh.
The Tranquil will move your belongings this afternoon. Go on, make yourself comfortable.
Yes, thank you. Most amazing.
I heard that you completed the harrowing in record time.
I did. What can I say? I'm just better.
I never thought you'd survive the harrowing. You got lucky, didn't you?
You dumb bitch. I'm gonna burn you. Hello.
Oh, hello. I'm glad to see your harrowing went smoothly.
Hello, Cullen.
They picked me as the Templar to strike the killing blow if you became an abomination. It's nothing personal, I swear. I'm just glad you're all right, you know?
I thought all Templars liked killing mages. No. Would you really have struck me down?
I would have felt terrible about it. But I serve the Chantry and the Maker, and I will do as I am commanded.
Maybe we should go elsewhere and continue our discussion? I shouldn't distract you from your duties.
Oh, you're not distracting? I mean, you are, but... well, you're not. I mean, you can talk to me anytime, if you want. Yes. Maybe we can talk another time. You can, come and talk to me anytime you like.
Thank you. You are so sweet. Truly, Cullen. Private documents, even more. I love it. Acolyte staff. A book. The cardinal rules of magic.
You look well. That's wonderful. I was thrown up for a full week after my harrowing. It's delirium that does that, I think.
No, you are possessed. Jesus Christ. 10-4, 10-4. We've got a possession. The cardinal rules of magic. You must not be under the misimpression that magic is all-powerful. There are limits, and not even the greatest mages may overcome them. No one, for instance, has found any means of travelling either over great distances or small ones, beyond what putting one foot in front of the other. The immutable nature of the physical world prevents this, so no, you may not simply pop over to Minrathus to borrow a cup of sugar, nor may you magic the essay you forgot in the apprentice dormitory to your desk. You'll simply have to be prepared. Similarly, even when you send your mind into the Fade, your body remains behind. Only once has this barrier been overcome, and reputedly, the spell required 2/3 of the lyrium in the Tevinter Imperium, as well as the lifeblood of several hundred slaves. The results were utterly disastrous. Finally, life is finite. A truly great healer may bring someone back from the very precipice of death, when breath and heartbeat have ceased, but the spirit still clings to life. But once the spirit has fled the body, it cannot be recalled. That is no failing of your skills or power, it is simply reality. From the lectures of the first enchanter, Wenceslas. Me.
I hear Irving's very proud of you.
Damn right, bitch. Frost rock, elf root, and deep mushroom. All very useful in herbalism. Mage.
I'd avoid Leora if I were you. She's been rather testy lately. Senior Enchanter, Leora, over there.
Okay. Thank you. Books. Maleficarum. Anything else glowing? Mage.
Ah, this is infuriating. Another batch destroyed. Say, have you seen Owain? Is he in the stockroom?
Yes, I just spoke to him.
Oh, excellent. He wasn't there last I looked. I hope he still has some cinnabar lying around. When I asked last week, he said he was running out.
Okay. Senior Enchanter Lyra?
You're not going to keep the first enchanter waiting, are you?
Oh, okay. She knows. She's like, bitch, get a move on. Ooh. The Rite of Annulment. The Chant of Light, the Blight. The Maker. Lily.
I heard about your harrowing. Congratulations. Andraste must have smiled upon you.
The Prophet of Andraste. The Prophet Andraste. Bride of the Maker. Founding of the Chantry.
Blessed
Keely.
art thou who exists in the sight of the Maker. Blessed are the penitents who seek his return. Blessed is the prophetess, purified by flame. May the chant reach the Maker's ears and tell him of our contrition. So let it be. Oh, I didn't see you there. I recite the Maker's blessings every day. It brings me peace in troubled times.
Are you in trouble?
No, not really. It's just... I don't want to bore you with this.
It's alright. I want to know.
It gives me hope that one day the Maker will hear us. That maybe I'll be forgiven and my curse will be lifted.
Curse?
Magic. What else?
Magic isn't a curse.
Magic causes such misery. It's dangerous and vile and wicked. The Chantry must protect the world from us. Being born with something so terrible must be a punishment. I wish I could be rid of it.
You couldn't use your abilities to help people.
That doesn't take magic. If I could, I would dedicate my life to the Chantry, but they would never take me in. Perhaps this is just something I will have to suffer through. I should go. My mentor only allows a few minutes each day for religious contemplation.
I know I could have helped them if I would have told them about tranquility. Oh. But, I don't know. Maybe she should just learn to be a mage, not be a bitch. Maleficarum. It has been asked, what are Maleficarum? How shall we know that? How shall we know them? I have been as troubled by this question as you. You have come to me for this wisdom of the Maker, but none have seen the Maker's heart save beloved Andraste. And so I have done as all mortals must, and looked to the words of his prophet for answers, and there I found respite from a troubled mind. For she has said to us, magic exists to serve man, and never to rule over him. Therefore I say to you, they who work magic which dominates the minds and hearts of others, they have transgressed the Maker's law. Also, Our Lady said to us, those who bring harm without provocation to the least of his children are hated and cursed by the Maker. And so it is made clear to me, as it should be to us all, that magic which fuels itself by harming others by letting of blood is hated by the Maker. Those mages who honour the Maker and keep his laws we welcome as our brothers and sisters. Those who reject the laws of the Maker and the words of his prophet are apostate. They shall be cast out and given no place among us. From the sermons of Justinian first. The founding of the Chantry. Whatever. Cordelius Dracon, king of the city-state of Orlais, was a man of uncommon ambition. In the year 15 ancient, the young king began construction of a great temple dedicated to the Maker, and declared that by its completion he would not only have united the warring city-states of the south, he would have brought Andrastian belief to the world. In 3 Ancient, the temple was completed. In -3, yeah, whatever. There in its heart, Drakon knelt before the eternal flame of Andraste and was crowned ruler of the Empire of Orlais. His first act as emperor to declare the Chantry as the established Andrastian religion of the Empire. It took 3 years and several hundred votes before Orlessa of Montisimard was elected to lead the new Chantry. Upon her coronation as divine, she took the name Justinia, in honor of the disciple who recorded Andraste's songs. In that moment, the ancient era ended and the divine age began. From Ferelden Folklore and History by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. The Maker. There was no word, for heaven or for earth, for sea or sky. All that existed was silence. Then the voice of the Maker rang out, the first word, and his word became all that might be. Dream and idea, hope and fear, endless possibilities. And from it made his firstborn, and he said to them, in my image I forge you, to you I give dominion over all that exists. By your will may all things be done. Then in the center of heaven he called forth a city with towers of gold, streets with music for cobblestone, and banners which flew without wind. There he dwelled, waiting to see the wonders his children would create. The children of the Maker gathered before his golden throne and sang hymns of praise unending, but their songs were the songs of the cobblestone. They shone with the golden light, reflected from the Maker's throne. They held forth the banners that flew on their own. And the voice of the Maker shook the fade, saying, in my image I have wrought my firstborn. You have been given dominion over all that exists. By your will all things are done. Yet you do nothing. The realm I have given you is formless, ever-changing. And he knew he had wrought amiss, so the Maker turned from his firstborn and took from the fade a measure of its living flesh, and placed it apart from the spirits, and spoke to it, saying, here I decree opposition in all things, for earth, sky, for winter, summer, for darkness, light. By my will alone is balance sundered, and the world given new life. And no longer was it formless, ever-changing, but held fast, immutable, with words for heaven and for earth, sea and sky. At last did the Maker from the living world make men, immutable as the substance of the earth, with souls made of dream and idea, hope and fear, endless possibilities. When the Maker said to you, my second-born, I grant this gift, in your heart shall I burn, an unquenchable flame, all-consuming and never satisfied. From the fade I crafted you, and to the fade you shall return, each night in dreams, that you may always remember me. And when the Maker sealed the gates of the golden city, and there he dwelled, waiting to see the wonders his children would create. Threnodice 5:1 of 8. The chant of light, the blight. No matter their power, their triumphs, the mage lords of Tevinter were men and doomed to die. Then a voice whispered within their hearts, shall you surrender your power to time like the beasts of the fields? You are the lords of the earth, go forth to claim the empty throne of heaven and be gods. In secret they worked magic upon magic. All their power and all their vanity they turned against the veil, until at last it gave way. Above them a river of light, before them the throne of heaven, waiting. Beneath their feet the footprints of the Maker, and all around them echoed a vast silence. But when they took a single step toward the empty throne, a great voice cried out, shaking the very foundations of heaven and earth. And so is the golden city blackened with each step you take in my hall. Marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You have brought sin to heaven and doom upon all the world. Violently were they cast down, for no mortal may walk bodily in the realm of dreams, bearing the mark of their crime, bodies so maimed and distorted that none should see them and know them for men. Deep into the earth they fled, away from the light. In darkness eternal they searched for those who had goaded them on, until at last they founded their prize, their god, their betrayer, the sleeping dragon Dumat, their taint twisted upon the false god, and the whisperer awoke at last in pain and horror, and led them to wreak havoc upon all the nations of the world. The first blight. The Rite of Annulment. In the 83rd year of the Glory Age, one of the mages of the Neverend Circle were found practicing forbidden magic. The Templars executed him swiftly, but this brewed discontent among the Navarra circle. The mages made several magical attacks against their Templars, vengeance for the executed mage, but the Knight Commander was unable to track down which were responsible. 3 months later, the mages summoned a demon and turned it loose against their Templar watchers. Demons, however, are not easily controlled. After killing the first wave of Templars who tried to contain it, the demon took possession of one of its summoners. The resulting abomination slaughtered Templars and mages both before escaping into the countryside. The Grand Cleric sent a legion of Templars to hunt the fugitive. They killed the abomination a year later, but by the time it had slain 70 people. Divine Galatia responded to the catastrophe in Navarra, and hoping to prevent further incidents, granted all the Grand Clerics of the Chantry the power to purge a circle entirely if they rule it irredeemable. This rite of annulment has been performed 17 times in the last 700 years. From Of Fires, Circle and Templars, A History of Magic in the Chantry by Sister Petrine, Chantry scholar. Andraste, Bride of the Maker. There was once a tiny fishing village on the waking sea that was set upon by the Tevinter Imperium, which enslaved the villagers to be sold in the markets of Minrathus, leaving behind only the old and the infirm. One of the captives was the child Andraste. She was raised in slavery in a foreign land. She escaped, then made the long and treacherous journey back to her homeland alone. She rose from nothing to be the wife of an Almari warlord. Each day she sang the gods, asking them to help her people who remained slaves in Tevinter. The false gods of the mountains and the winds did not answer her, but the true God did. The Maker spoke. He showed her all the works of his hands, the Fade, the world, and all the creatures therein. He showed her how men had forgotten him, lavishing devotion upon mute idols and demons, and how he had left them to their fate. But her voice had reached him, and so captivated him that he offered her a place at his side, that she might rule all of creation. But Andraste would not forsake her people. She begged the Maker to return, to save his children from the cruelty of the Imperium. Reluctantly, the Maker agreed to give man another chance. Andraste went back to her husband, Mafareth, and told him all that the Maker had revealed to her. Together they rallied the Almari and marched forth against the mage lords of the Imperium, and the Maker was with them. The Maker's sword was creation itself, fire and flood, famine and earthquake. Everywhere they went, Andraste sang to the people of the Maker, and they heard her. The ranks of Andraste's followers grew until they were a vast tide washing over the Imperium. And when Mafareth saw that the people loved Andraste and not him, a worm grew within his heart, gnawing upon it. At last, the armies of Andraste and Mafareth stood before the very gate of Minrathus, but Andraste was not with them. For Mathreth had schemed in secret to hand Andraste over to the Tevinter. For this, the Archon would give Mathreth all the lands to the south of the Waking Sea. And so, before all the armies of the Almarian of Tevinter, Andraste was tied to a stake and burned, while her earthly husband turned his armies aside and did nothing. For his heart had been devoured, but as he watched the pyre, the Archon softened. He took pity on Andraste and drew his sword, and granted her the mercy of a quick death. The Maker wept for his beloved, cursed Mathreth, cursed mankind for their betrayal, and turned once again from creation, taking only Andraste with him, and our Lord sits still at his side, where she still urges him to take pity on his children. From the sermon of Justinian II. Yeah.
Move along now.
Bitch.
Many have already gone to Ostagar. Wynne, Aldred, and most of the senior mages. We've committed enough of our own to this war effort.
Your own? Since when have you felt such kinship with the mages, Gregor? Or are you afraid to let the mages out from under Chantry supervision, where they can actually use their Maker-given powers?
How dare you suggest?
Gentlemen, please. Irving, someone is here to see you.
First enchanter.
If it isn't our new sister in the circle. Come, child.
This is...
Yes, this is she.
Well, Irving, you're obviously busy. We will discuss this later.
Of course. Well, then, where was I? Oh, yes, this is Duncan of the Grey Wardens.
Pleased to meet you.
You've heard about the war brewing to the south, I expect. Duncan is recruiting mages to join the King's army at Ostagar.
Why?
Mages are uniquely equipped to combat Darkspawn.
What do you mean?
The power you mages wield is an asset to any army. Your spells are very effective against large groups of mindless Darkspawn. I fear if we don't drive them back, we may see another blight.
Duncan, you worry the poor girl with talk of blights and Darkspawn. This is a happy day for her.
We live in troubled times, my friend.
We should seize moments of levity, especially in troubled times. The harrowing is behind you. Your phylactery was sent to Denerim. You are officially a mage within the circle of magi.
My phylactery?
You may not remember, but blood was taken from you when you first came to us. This blood is preserved within a phylactery.
So they can be hunted if they turn apostate.
We have few choices. The gift of magic is looked upon with suspicion and fear. We must prove we are strong enough to handle our power responsibly. You have done this. I present you with your robes, your staff, and a ring bearing the Circle's insignia. Wear them proudly, for you have earned them.
Thank you.
It goes without saying that you shall not discuss the harrowing with those who have not undergone the rite. Now then, take your time to rest, or study in the library. The day is yours.
I prefer to talk now.
Impetuousness is ever the province of youth, I see.
I will return to my quarters.
Would you be so kind as to escort Duncan back to his room, child?
It would be my pleasure.
The guest quarters are on the east side of this floor, close to the library. Now, if you'll both excuse me, I have matters to discuss with Gregor.
One could imagine. Anything else? Just this. Blood magic, the Forbidden School. Duncan.
Thank you for walking with me. I'm glad for the company.
I wanted to talk to you a little more.
What about?
Have there been many Darkspawn attacks?
A horde has formed within the Korkari wilds in the south. If they are not stopped, they will strike north into the valley. We Grey Wardens believe that an archdemon is leading the horde.
Archdemon?
Darkspawn do attack the surface in ragtag bands, but archdemons are capable of rallying the Darkspawn, turning them into an unstoppable force. A horde of Darkspawn, a veritable army. It is dire news indeed. I fear this is what we will have to face.
And the king is mustering an army to beat back this threat?
Yes, perhaps it will be enough if we play our cards right.
Why were Irving and Gregor arguing about the war?
It is not my place to comment.
Please, I'd like to know.
Gregor serves the Chantry, and the relationship between the Chantry and mages has always been strained. You've realized by now that the Chantry merely tolerates magic? They watch only because they feel they must.
I don't see why the Chantry and mages can't get along.
The Chantry believes that a mage should fear his power. It was the pride of mages, they say, that brought the Darkspawn upon us in the first place. Any mages who join the King's army can unleash their full power on the Darkspawn. In fact, I'm counting on it. Gregor may be afraid of what will happen. What if the mages decide they no longer want to be governed by the Chantry?
What are your opinions on that matter?
I believe we must defeat the Darkspawn, one way or another. My opinions end there.
We should continue.
Yes, let's.
Aha.
Thank you for escorting me. Is there something else I can do for you?
Have you ever seen someone use blood magic?
Once, in my youth, just after I joined the Grey Wardens. I was traveling with my mentor. We encountered a group of Templars hunting a blood mage. They were quite far away, so I cannot be sure of what I saw. He forced some of the Templars to turn on their fellows. It was dreadful to behold. He would have escaped had he not overlooked one Templar who snuck up behind him and cleaved his head in two.
I'm sure he was just trying to survive.
It is something to consider, certainly.
Do you know anything about the Tranquil?
The mages whose connection to the Fade has been severed? Why do you ask?
I'm curious as to what non-mages think of it. Or they lose their ability to feel emotion.
It keeps them and those around them safe. Perhaps the sacrifice is worthwhile. I cannot say.
What's happening outside the tower?
Ah, I imagine you don't leave very often, do you?
Never. Apprentices are not allowed to leave.
I am not a good source of news, I fear. I am preoccupied with the Darkspawn incursion.
How many mages have joined the King's army?
When the king sent out the call, the Circle of Ferelden sent only 7 mages to Ostagar. I asked King Kaelin's permission to come and seek a greater commitment from the Circle.
Why wouldn't the king come himself?
The king must remain with the army. He is quite busy, after all.
How many mages could you possibly need?
I hope to place a mage or 2 within every contingent. I cannot do with just 7. Mages will make all the difference in this battle. The Darkspawn have their own magic, and our resources must exceed theirs.
True that, true that. Will you fight with the king?
Of course, but I am no mage. Mages heal. They can call fire and ice down upon the enemy, and so much more. I sometimes wonder if the Chantry's many laws regarding magic are necessary. Darkspawn are a greater threat than blood mages, even abominations. It takes decades for the world to recover from a blight. I wish the Chantry could see that. We must stop at nothing to defeat the Darkspawn. Listen to me.
I'm fucking with
An
you,
old man's
Duncan.
rantings can't be very interesting.
As an apprentice, old men talking have defined my life. I learned much from what you
You
said.
are too kind.
Can you tell me more about Grey Wardens and Darkspawn?
Certainly. I am intimately familiar with these subjects, after all.
What do Grey Wardens do?
Our duty is to battle Darkspawn wherever they
I already
appear.
know all of this stuff, but...
We are elves, humans, and dwarves united by this common purpose.
Elves?
Some of our most honored wardens have been elves. The hero, Garahel, the last warden to slay an archdemon, was one such. The Darkspawn threaten everyone. They do not distinguish between the races, and neither should we. Has being an elf in the circle been difficult?
Honestly, no. Yeah, I can't imagine it would be.
I suppose you are
Personally.
mages first, and elves are humans second. Being a mage has its own set of problems, I expect. Taken from your families at a young age, told you are the prey of demons, it is not a life many would choose had they a choice.
Have there been many Darkspawn attacks?
A horde has formed within the Korkari wilds in the south. If they are not stopped, they will strike north into the valley. We Grey Wardens believe that an archdemon is leading the horde.
Oh, I've already...
Darkspawn do attack the surface in ragtag bands, but archdemons are a horde of Darkspawn, a veritable army. It is dire news indeed.
But I have duties
of course,
to attend to.
don't let me keep you.
That's all stuff I've already spoken about. Oh, I am now... Am I wearing all of my mage stuff? Just a quick little check. Mage robes. Oh. Magic staff. +1 magic, +2 spell power, yeah. So I'll keep the magic staff. Yeah. Seems like it's useful. Oh, Joe, get away.
I'm glad I caught up to you. Are you done talking with Irving?
Hello again, Jowen. I think I am for now.
I need to talk to you. Do you remember what we discussed this morning?
Of course I do.
We should go somewhere else. I don't feel safe talking here.
You're starting to worry me, Jowen.
I've been troubled. I'll explain. Come with me, please. We should be safe here.
In the chapel, the Templar's favourite haunt. Alright, what's going on?
A few months ago, I told you that I met a girl. This is Lily.
An initiate? That's forbidden.
So you can see why we wish to keep it a secret.
Lily's been given to the Chantry. She's not allowed to have relations with men. If anyone finds out, we'll both be in trouble.
Didn't you bring me here just to talk about your affair?
I wish that was the only thing I needed to talk about. Remember I said that I didn't think they wanted to give me my harrowing? I know why. They're going to make me tranquil. They'll take everything that I am from me. My dreams, hopes, fears, my love for Lily. All gone.
But if you can't feel, then you can't feel sad about it. Duh.
That makes it so much worse, doesn't it? Not knowing how much you have lost.
They'll extinguish my humanity. I'll just be a husk, breathing and existing, but not truly living.
How did you find out about this?
I saw the document on Gregor's table. It authorized the right on Jowen, and Irving had signed it.
Why would they do this
There's
to you?
a rumor about me. People think I'm a blood mage. They think that making me a circle mage will endanger everyone.
What if you are a blood mage? Then it would. Are they right about that?
Of course not. But it's not safe here for me anymore. I need to escape. I need to destroy my phylactery. Without it, they can't track me down. We need your help. Lily and I can't do this on our own.
Give us your word that you will help, and we will tell you what we intend.
But can't you just explain everything to someone?
If we tell anyone, Lily will be punished. If you care about what happens to me, help us.
God, I hate Jowen. I need to think
I
this
suppose
over.
that's fair. But please, give us your answers soon. Time is running out.
Fuck off. What a terrible friend. Like, I hate him so much. He's such a bit of a prick. Puts you in such an awful position. Like, I've just gone through to be a mage, you absolute bastard, you know. And now you're sat here like, oh. You must help me. I know you've just accomplished. What a bastard. Where am I going? So there's that. Irving study. I've already discovered everything here.
You can come and talk to me anytime you like.
Thank you. Anything here? Any missions? No.
Ah, it's you again. Or at least I think it is. You all look the same to me.
What an asshole.
Yes?
Who are you?
Senior Enchanter, Leora, in charge of the Circle's laboratory. Is there something you want?
What's that door over
That
there?
leads to the Circle's cavern storerooms. There are caves running through the rock that the Circle is built upon. But of course, you know this.
Can I look inside the cavern?
No, I can't let anyone in there just now.
Why?
There are just things in there that I would prefer to keep safe.
What say? Keep safe. Aren't the circle stores meant to be used? Are you stealing from the circle
No,
stores?
of course not. I just have. I am in the midst of stock taking, checking inventory, and I can't let anyone in there in case they mess things up. Yes.
So why are you out here and not in there?
Because I am taking a break. I hate the musty smell of caves, and Look, I'll tell you the truth. Just keep it to yourself. There is an infestation of spiders in the caves. I don't know how they got in there, but it's probably my fault. I was promoted to senior enchanter less than a fortnight ago, and I don't want anyone to find out. They'll think I'm incompetent.
Do you need any help?
I could use some, I'm sure. I've been too busy with my new duties. I haven't been able to deal with the spiders. If you cleared them out for me, I would owe you a favor. A big one.
Alright, I'll do it.
Wonderful. Here is the key. Oh, and be careful in there. I'd really like to keep the damage done to the Circle's property to a minimum.
So I got that. I really don't like Jowan, so I am going to wrap the bastard in. Hello, First Enchanter.
I trust you saw Duncan back to his quarters?
Of course, First Enchanter.
I'm glad you met him. He's a most honorable man.
I agree. It was my privilege to have met
Grey
him.
Wardens are peerless warriors who sacrifice all for our sakes. We can learn much from them. Now, did you need something?
Why do you have books on blood magic on your desk?
I've removed them from the library. I was advised it might be unwise to leave them where any apprentice may read them. They will be put away somewhere very safe. Now, is there anything else?
When is Jowan going through the harrowing?
When he is ready.
Jowan fears he is going to be made tranquil.
And how does he know this? I suppose the young initiate he dallies about with revealed it to him. You think I didn't know? I did not become First Enchanter by keeping my eyes and ears shut.
Fairs? Then you must know that Jowan plans to escape the circle.
Oh, interesting. What more do you know?
I only know he plans to destroy his phylactery.
And I suppose his lady friend is involved? Yes, she must be helping him. She would know more about the repository than he would. Do you know anything else?
No. Lily has the plan. Or... yeah.
I suspected Lily would tell him of the impending rite if she found out. But I never expected they would have the gall to break into the repository.
What will you do with Jowan? I never approved of Jowan's actions.
Reporting him to Gregor and the Templars will accomplish nothing beyond what's already planned. If the Circle must punish one of its own, I will see the Chantry done the same courtesy. Lily will not walk free while my apprentice suffers.
You could just tell them she's involved.
If we mention her involvement, the Chantry will say that she was framed. No, she must be caught in the act.
You are right. The Chantry would do the same to us.
If you want to survive, you must learn the rules and realize that sometimes sacrifices are necessary. Jowan will become tranquil. But Lily must also face the consequences of her actions. How did you learn of their plan? Do they trust you?
And Jowan told me their intentions, but I don't know the plan.
Then do this. Learn the plan and offer to help carry out their scheme. With solid proof of their crime, we can act.
I will do as you ask.
Go. Convince them you will risk all for their cause. I will be outside the repository with a contingent of Templars. Let them see the mischief into which their initiate led our student. Perform well, and your dedication will be rewarded.
Fantastic. Just as I hoped.
Are you going to help us?
You have my word,
Thank
I will
you.
help you.
We will never forget this.
Tell me your plan. So what do you intend to do?
I can get us into the repository, but there is a problem. There are 2 locks on the phylactery chamber door. The first enchanter and knight commander each hold 1 key. But it is just a door. There is power enough in this place to destroy all of Ferelden. What's a door to mages?
What if it's a magical door?
We have no choice. We cannot get our hands on both keys. I once saw a rod of fire melt through a lock. You could get one from the stockroom, but Owain doesn't release such things to apprentices.
I will go to the stockroom and retrieve this
We
rod.
should stay here. 1 mage at the stockroom will attract less attention than a mage, an apprentice, and an initiate.
Good idea.
Good luck. Our prayers go with you.
I want to see what he says about this, because I'm pretty sure.
You are back. Has something gone wrong with the plan?
How
I
do we
will
know?
know. Trust me. Yes, you should not be seen talking to me.
True. They're like watching me like, what the fuck? Potions. Herbalism. A Mabari Crunch. Lesser Health Poultice. Okay, cool. Owain.
Welcome to the Circle's stockroom of magical items. My name is Owain.
I
How
need a
may
rod
I
of
assist you?
fire.
Rods of fire serve many purposes. Why do you wish to acquire this particular item?
I need the rod for my research into burning things.
Here is the form, Request for Rod of Fire. Have it signed and dated by a senior enchanter. I will release a rod to you once I have the signed form.
I will be back
Thank
shortly.
you.
Let me just save it. Give me 2 seconds. I do just need the toilet. hello. Alright.
I am done.
I am done. Do not turn off your console. Lyrium dust. A spirit charm and a novice frost rune. Oh. Accessories. So I've got that. What's that? +1 magic. Plus 10% fire resistance. I'll wear that too. Not like I've got many other things.
Yes.
I will do that. Since I know that. Let me just save it here so that if I die or whatnot, I don't have to keep on going back and bloody forth. Ah, bugger. Giant spider. Wait a second for these.
There is no glory in bloodshed. My thing is done. Come, let us end this.
Poisonous ones are a little bit more deadly. I'll save it so I don't have to keep on going through.
Be careful now. No quarter shall be given.
Wooden crate, Valerian potion. Oh. Blank vellum.
I shall do that.
Okay.
It shall be done. Back!
Fade striders. So I've just got leather boots. Ah. They increase my magic by 1. Nice. Nothing in there.
Be careful now. Very well. I
Less Illyrium potion. Lesser health poultice. Let's do a little save. God. Darn. I'm definitely dead. Oh Jesus.
It is begun. It shall be done.
I didn't die, thankfully. That was very close, though. Because that little bastard mauled me. That little shitter. Let's save that so I don't have to do that again. A less Illyrium. Anything else? Yeah, that was where I came from, so I shall go this way.
What manner of beast is this?
Yeah, beach. Nice. Seems I have completed my quest. Hello.
You're back. Are the spiders gone?
I've dealt with your infestation.
Really? Oh, that's wonderful. You've saved my hide, I'm sure. And I owe you a favor, so if you need anything, I'll be here.
What about signing this
A
form?
rod of fire? Oh, sure, I could sign that. What would it hurt?
Here it is.
Right. There you go. How's that?
Excellent.
It was a
thank you.
pleasure. You'll go far in the circle, I bet.
I'm sure I will. Owain.
Welcome to the Circle's stockroom of magical items. My name is Owain. How may I assist you?
Here's the signed raw form for the Rod of Fire.
Everything looks to be in order. Here is the rod you requested.
Thank you.
I hate waiting. It makes me nervous.
I have the Rod of
That
Fire.
was quick.
To the repository, then. Freedom awaits.
Apparently so. Let's go.
The Chantry calls this entrance the Victim's Door. It is built of 277 planks, one for each original Templar. It is a reminder of all the dangers those cursed with magic pose.
But how do we get past it?
The doors can be opened only by a Templar and a mage entering together. The Chantry provides the password, which primes the ward, and the mage touches it with mana to release it.
I trust you have the password.
Yes, I got it from a Templar who recently accompanied a mage into the vault.
So what must I do?
First, the password. Sword of the Maker, Tears of the Fade.
I heard something.
The password only primes the door. Now it must feel the touch of mana. Any spell will do, but hurry.
Nice.
Do you have the rod with you? Melt the locks off.
Use the rod.
What's the matter? Why isn't it working?
Lily, something's not right. I can't cast spells here. Nothing works.
These wards carved into the stone. This must be the Templars' work. They negate any magic cast within this area. I should have guessed. Why would Gregor and Irving use simple keys for such a door? Because magical keys don't work. How do you keep mages away from something? Make their powers completely worthless. That's it then. We're finished. We can't get in.
The door
I
there,
don't
where
know.
does it lead?
Do you think it's another way in?
That door probably leads to another part of the repository. What are the chances of there being another entrance?
That's worth a
We can't
try.
get into the chamber the way we planned, but we're not about to give up. We can see where this door leads, but I don't think it'll be easy. It looks locked for one.
The rod will work on those locks, shouldn't it?
Yes, let's hope they haven't warded that door as well.
Let's hurry. We've wasted enough time.
Fuck yourself, Joan. That's
Think
door.
again.
I'm not giving up. We've come too far.
It's not good.
It shall be done. I shall do it.
Who wants their hair on fire?
Nice.
Out of our way! Very well. It is begun. No quarter shall be given.
Nice. Level up. Willpower, magic, and maybe someone cunning. That's stealing, trap making, survival, poison making. I don't really care so much about poisons. I'll do that. Arcane Shield. The caster generates protective sheath that helps divert incoming attacks, gaining a bonus to defense while this mode is active. Okay. I might... What's that? And all other enemies nearby. That's actually useful. I might try and go for a bit of spirit or something. Maybe some mind blast. Or heal. Mind blast. Let's save. $5 copper. Or bronze or whatever it is. Anything here? Novice frost rune.
More enemies ahead. I'm gonna destroy you. This is the way it has to be. Is everyone all right?
Nice. I feel like she usually has a weapon on her and now she doesn't, which is strange. Maybe. I'll have to check. Lily. Yeah. I thought so. Dagger. I'll put an acolyte stuff on you. What's that? 10% fire resistance, okay.
Very well. As you say. Very well. I shall do it.
Oh, I do hate violence.
Nice. Let's save. Like I said, you can never quite trust the autosave, so I just prefer to... Oh. I'd prefer to just save.
As you say. Very well.
Anything from you? No? No. Okay. Sad times. Nothing else of interest. So let me save this. Said, never trust the autosave when it's old as fuck like this.
I
Malachite. What's that? Apprentice amulet. 5% fire resistance, 5% cold resistance, and 1 armor. I'll put that on. What's that? 1% spirit resistance. I'll put that on since I don't have any others. Okay, nice. Again, just do a little save.
As you say. Watch out! It is begun.
The Solarium potion. Very normal dungeons. Probably where they keep the blood mages like yourself, Jowan.
Beware! Enemies!
It is begun. I shall do. As you say. Beware.
Oh, you're such a pest!
It shall be done.
Let's go!
Nice.
We'll need another way into the phylactery chamber. Let's explore the repository.
Well, obviously. Let's pause. Well, not pause, but... The blackened heartwood staff. +2 damage, +2 spell power. Put it on for now.
Wow, that old wall's about to come down any moment.
Is there anything else? That you could like interact with these, but I think this is what you find in the one of the other.
There's something odd about that statue.
I wonder who this statue is.
Greetings.
Maker's breath, did it just say something?
I am the essence and spirit of Eleni Zenobia, once consort and advisor to Archon Valerius. Prophecy my crime, cursed to stone for foretelling the fall of my lord's house.
Archon Valerius?
I'm not sure. The Archons were the lords of the Imperium.
Forever shall you stand on the threshold of my proud fortress, he said, and tell your lies to all who pass. But my lord found death at the hands of his enemies, and his once proud fortress crumbled to dust, as I foretold.
A Teventa statue! Don't listen to it. The Teventa lords dabbled in many forbidden arts. This is a wicked thing.
How did they do this? Is she still alive?
Weep not for me, child. Stone they made me, and stone I am, eternal and unfeeling. and I shall endure till the Maker returns to light their fires again.
Do you need help?
No help can be given me, for this is my doom and my destiny.
Ambiguous rubbish. It could mean anything. I can do it too. The sun grows dark, but lo, here comes the dawn.
Stop talking to it. Please, both of you.
Can't do
Come on, Jowan. Let's go.
with it anyway.
I think the phylactery chamber is on the other side of the wall behind this bookcase.
The wall.
We should be able to
has
find
weakened
something that can knock
spots.
some of the bricks loose.
But the bookcase is
If
in
we
the
work
way.
together, we can shift it. Come on. Now we just need to find a way to get through this wall.
Okay.
Use this with the rod. I'm sure it'll work. Hurry, the clock's ticking.
Shit.
This is the phylactery
Let's just save.
We must find Jowan's phylactery. Quickly.
Let's look around then. Where would it
With
be?
the other apprentice phylacteries, I imagine.
Really?
It shouldn't be hard to find. There aren't many phylacteries here.
It shall be done.
I'm no pushover, you'll see! Let's go! I'm gonna destroy you!
Very well.
Let's do this quickly!
It is begun. I shall do it.
Nice. Gosh, I'm rich. Trade manifest. Really nothing else? Okay. Well, apparently not. Mm. There you go.
That's my phylactery! You found it! I can't believe this tiny vial stands between me and freedom. So fragile. So easy just to be rid of it. To end its hold over me. And I am free.
That certainly took a
Well, it
while.
is done now. Let us leave.
I do not want to stay here a moment longer.
Fairs Queen. I don't blame you. That's funny.
We did it! I can't believe it! Thank you. We could never have...
So what you said was true, Irving.
I knew this would end badly.
Gregor.
An initiate conspiring with a blood mage. I'm disappointed, Lily. She seems shocked, but fully in control of her own mind. Not a thrall of the blood mage, then. You were right, Irving. The initiate has betrayed us. The Chantry will not let this go unpunished. And this one. Newly a mage and already flouting the rules of the Circle.
It's not her fault. This was my idea.
She is here under my orders, Gregor. I take full responsibility for her actions.
Wait, you led us into a trap?
I had no choice.
Don't you dare speak to me.
Fuck off,
Enough.
Joan.
As Knight Commander of the Templars here assembled, I sentence this blood mage to death. And this initiate has scorned the Chantry and her vows. Take her to Aenar.
The mage's prison. No. Please, no. Not there.
No! I won't let you touch her!
Fuck.
By the Maker. Blood magic. How could you? You said you never...
I admit, I dabbled. I thought it would make me a better mage.
Blood magic is evil, Joan. It corrupts people. Changes them.
I'm going to give it up. All magic. I just want to be with you, Lily. Please, come with me.
I trusted you. I was ready to sacrifice everything for you. I don't know who you are, Blood Mage. Stay away from me.
Fool.
Are you all right? Where's Gregor?
I knew it. Blood magic. But to overcome so many, I never thought him capable of such power.
Joan said he wasn't a blood mage.
None of us expected this. Are you all right, Gregor?
As good as can be expected given the circumstances. If you had let me act sooner, this would not have happened. Now we have a blood mage on the loose and no way to track him down.
Yes, Joan destroyed his phylactery.
Where is the girl?
I am here, sir.
You helped a blood mage. Look at all he's hurt.
Save your breath. I can speak for myself.
Fuck yourself,
Knight Commander,
Lily.
I was wrong. I was accomplice to a blood mage. I will accept whatever punishment you see fit. Even Aenar.
Get her out of my sight. And you. You were in a repository full of magics that are locked away for a reason.
Did you take anything important from the repository?
Persuade, lie, no.
Very well. I believe you.
But your antics have made a mockery of
I
this
love it, they
circle.
don't notice
What
the
are we to
different
do
type
with
of
you?
staff that's on me at all. I had no idea he was a blood
As
mage.
I said, she was working under my orders.
And this improves the situation. The phylactery chamber is forbidden to all save you and me.
I had my reasons.
You're not all-knowing, Irving. You don't know how much influence the blood mage might have had. How are we to deal with this?
Knight Commander, if I may, I'm not only looking for mages to join the King's army, I'm also recruiting for the Grey Wardens. Irving spoke highly of this mage, and I would like her to join the Warden ranks.
What? You've promised him a new Grey Warden?
She has served the Circle well. She would make an excellent Grey Warden.
We look for dedication in our recruits. Fighting the Darkspawn requires such dedication, often at the expense of all else.
I object. You say she operated under your instructions, Irving. But I do not trust her.
Fuck
I
yourself,
must investigate
Gregor.
this issue, and I will not release this mage to the Grey Warden.
I've always hoped to prove myself as a
Rhaegar,
mage.
mages are needed. This mage is needed. Worse things plague this world than blood mages. You know that. I take this young mage under my wing and bear all responsibility for her actions.
This mage does not deserve a place in the Order.
Why? Do we not reward service? This mage has served the Circle well. You have an opportunity few even dream of. Do not squander it.
So I am to be a Grey
Yes.
Warden.
Be proud, child. You are luckier than you know.
Thank you for everything,
Come.
First Enchanter.
Your new life awaits.
Gregor's still like fuming, absolutely fucking fuming. He's like, this bitch.
We will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korkari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Kalen. I didn't expect a
royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is she?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
There's no need to be so formal, Duncan. We'll be shedding blood together after all. Ho there, friend. Might I know your name?
I am Neria, Your Majesty.
Pleased to meet you. The Grey Wardens are desperate to bolster their numbers, and I, for one, am glad to help them. I understand you hail from a circle of Magi. I trust you have some spells to help us in the coming battle.
I will do my best, of course.
Excellent. We have too few mages here. Another is always welcome. Allow me to be the first to welcome you to Ostagar. The Wardens will benefit greatly with you in their ranks.
You're too kind, Your Majesty.
I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Loghain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different.
I didn't realize things were going so
I'm not
well.
even sure this is a true blight. There are plenty of Darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
I don't know why my character did that.
What
Might
the
be an
king
elven
said is
thing,
true.
but she wouldn't
They've
know.
won
She's
several
been in
battles
circle
against the
her entire life.
Darkspawn here.
Yet you don't sound very reassured.
Despite the victory so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now, they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling.
Then maybe we should move quickly. Why not? He seems to regard the Grey Wardens highly.
Yet not enough to wait for reinforcements from the Grey Wardens of Orlais. He believes our legend alone makes him invulnerable. Our numbers in Ferelden are too few. We must do what we can and look to Teyrn Loghain to make up the difference. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual without delay.
What do we need to do?
Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Until then, I have business I must attend to. You may find me at the Grey Warden tent on the other side of this bridge, should you need to.
Awesome. New quest, joining the Grey Wardens. Gosh. So I've still got the... Yeah. Nice. Love to see it. Codex. Creatures. The Archdemon. In darkness eternal they searched for those who had goaded them on, until at last they found their prize, their god, their betrayer, the sleeping dragon Dumat. Their taint twisted even the false god, and the whisperer awoke at last in pain and horror, and led them to wreak havoc upon all the nations of the world. The first blight. Threnodize 8-7. The false dragon gods of the Tevinter Imperium lie buried deep within the earth, where they have been imprisoned since the Maker cast them down. No one knows what it is that drives the Darkspawn in their relentless search for the sleeping old gods. Perhaps it is instinct, as moths will fly into torch flames. Perhaps there is some remnant of desire for vengeance upon the ones who goaded the Magisters to assault heaven. Whatever the reason, when Darkspawn find one of these ancient dragons, it is immediately afflicted by the taint. It awakens twisted and corrupted, and leads the Darkspawn in a full-scale invasion of the land. A blight. Deepstalker. A fool trusts his eyes, a wise man fears every rock is a Deepstalker, Dwarven saying. Possibly the strangest of all the creatures found in the deep roads is the Deepstalker. Tespadam, as the dwarves call them, hunt in packs. Generally by burrowing underground and then striking when their prey is in their midst. Stalkers come in several types. Spitters have venom glands and can spit secretions that slow or injure their prey. Jumpers hurl themselves at their targets, knocking them down and making the kill easier. The most common variety scares its prey, leaving the unfortunate victim helpless against the rest of the pack. Giant spiders. Giant spiders tend to appear in old ruins and other places where the veil has become thin because of magical disturbances or a great number of deaths. In such places, spirits and demons pass into the world of the living and attempt to take control over living beings. Spiders among them. Not all scholars accept this explanation for the presence of these beasts. However, some claim that the thinning veil allows magic to leak from the Fade, tainting such creatures as these spiders to transform into larger and more potent creatures than they ever would become naturally. Whilst such spiders are known to possess powerful poisons and the ability to fling their webs at opponents in combat, studies of them have been few and the full range of their abilities are unknown. The A&R. When the Imperium occupied the area that is present-day Ferelden, they had two sites dedicated to magical experimentation at the extreme ends of the Imperial Highway. The southern one was the fortress of Ostagar, which looked out over the Kokari wilds. The northern one was A&R, although the exact location is now a secret known only to a handful of Templars. Whatever it was the Tevinter were trying to discover at A&R, their work was never completed. The fortress was overrun by disciples of Andraste upon hearing the news of her death. According to legend, it was a massacre, eerily silent, for the invaders caught the mages while all but one of them were in the Fade. The site was left structurally sound but spiritually damaged. Possibly because of this, the Chantry chose to put it to use as a prison. Accused Maleficarum and apostates are held in the confines of A&R. Those who have a powerful connection to the Fade, and particularly to demons, will inevitably attract something across the veil, making the guilty somewhat easier to tell from the innocent. From of Fires, Circles and Templars, A History of Magic in the Chantry by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. Blood magic, the forbidden school. Foul and corrupt are you who have taken my gift and turned it against my children. Transfiguration 1810. The ancient Tevinters did not originally consider blood magic a school of its own, rather they saw it as a means to achieve greater power in any school of magic. The name, of course, refers to the fact that magic of this type uses life, specifically in the form of blood. Instead of mana, it was common practice at one time for a magister to keep a number of slaves on hand so that, should he undertake the working of a spell that was physically beyond his abilities, he could use the blood of his slaves to bolster the casting. Over time, however, the Imperium discovered types of spells that could only be worked by blood. Although lyrium will allow a mage to send his conscious mind into the Fade, blood would allow him to find the sleeping minds of others, view their dreams, and even influence or dominate their thoughts. Just as treacherous, blood magic allows the veil to be opened completely, so that demons may physically pass through it into our world. The rise of the Chant of Light and the subsequent fall of the old Imperium has led to blood magic being all but stamped out. So it should be, for it poses nearly as great a danger to those who would practice it as to the world at large. From the Four Schools, a treatise by First Enchanter. Oh, there's still more. Although apprentices do not know the nature of the harrowing, all of them understand its consequences. They either pass and become full mages, or they are never seen again. Those who fear to undertake this rite of passage, or those who are deemed too weak or unstable, are given the rite of tranquility instead. The actual procedure, like the harrowing, is secret, but the results are just as well known. The rite severs connection to the Fade. The tranquil therefore do not dream. This removes the greatest danger that threatens a weak or unprepared mage, the potential to attract demons across the veil. But this is the least of the tranquility's effect, for the absence of dreams bring with it the end of all magical ability, as well as all emotions. The tranquil ironically resemble sleepwalkers, never entirely awake nor asleep. They are still part of our circle, however, and some might say they are the most critical part. They have incredible powers of concentration, for it is simply impossible to distract a tranquil mage, and this makes them capable of becoming craftsmen of such skill that they rival even the adeptness of the dwarves. The Fomari, the branch of the circle devoted to item enchantment, is made up exclusively of tranquil, and is the source of all the wealth that sustains our towers. From On Tranquility and the Role of the Fade in Human Society by First Enchanter Josephus. Culture and history. The Tevinter Imperium. The Imperium is little more than a dilapidated old slattern, crouching in the far north of Thadus, drunkenly cursing at passerby to recall her faded beauty. One can see that Minrathus was once the center of the world. The vestiges of her power and artistry yet stand, but they are buried in the layers of filth that the Imperium's decadence has accumulated over the ages. The magocracy live in elegant stone towers, literally elevated above the stench of the slaves and peasants below. The outskirts of Minrathus are awash in a sea of refugees turned destitute by the never-ending war between the Imperium and the Canari. And yet the Imperium survives. Whether with sword or magic, Tevinter remains a force to be reckoned with. Minrathus has been besieged by men, by Canari, by Andraste herself. and never fallen. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travel of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genetivi. The Grey Wardens. The first blight had already raged for 90 years. The world was in chaos. A god had risen, twisted and corrupted. The remaining gods of Tevinter were silent, withdrawn. What writing we have recovered from those times is filled with despair, for everyone believed, from the greatest archons to the lowliest slaves, that the world was coming to an end. At Wireheart Fort, at Wisort Fortress in the desolate Anderfalls, a meeting transpired. Soldiers of the Imperium, seasoned veterans who had known nothing their entire lifetimes except hopeless war, came together. When they left Wasept, they had renounced their oaths to the Imperium. They were soldiers no longer, they were the Grey Wardens. The Wardens began an aggressive campaign against the Blight, striking back against the Darkspawn, reclaiming land given up for lost. The Blight was far from over, but their victories brought notice, and soon they received aid from every nation in Thedas. They grew in number as well as reputation. Finally, in the year 992 of the Tevinter Imperium, upon the silent plains they met the archdemon Dumat in battle. A third of all the armies of northern Thedas were lost to the fighting, but Dumat fell, and Darkspawn fled back to back underground. Even that was not the end. The Imperium once revered 7 gods: Dumat, Zazikel, Toth, Andoral, Razikiel, Lusicon, and Earthamel. 4 have risen as archdemons. The Grey Wardens have kept watch through the ages, well aware that peace is fleeting and that their war continues until the last of the dragon gods is gone. 7. From Ferelden, Folklore and History by Sister Petrine Chantry Scholar. The Korkari Wilds. It is said that in the midst of the Black Age, when werewolves stalked the lands of Ferelden in numbers that kept every farmholder indoors and a hound on every doorstep, a powerful Arl of the Almari people stood and declared that he would put an end to the threat. His Arling stood on the border of the Dark Forest on the southern border of the Ferelden Valley, and he claimed that the werewolves used the forest to launch their midnight assaults on humanity. For 20 years, this Arl led an army of warriors and hounds deep into the forest. In his hunt for the werewolves, he slew not only every wolf he came upon, but also every member of the chastened wilder folk. One of them, he said, could harbour a demon inside and thus be a werewolf in disguise. For 20 years the forest rang with screams and the rivers ran red. The tales say that an old, chastened woman found her sons all dead at the Arl's blades. She pulled one of those very blades from one son's heart and plunged it into her own chest, cursing the Arl's name as she did so. Where her blood touched the ground, a mist began to rise. It spread and spread until it was everywhere in the forest. The Arl's army became lost, and it is said that they died there. Others say they wander still. The ruins of his Arling stand to this day, filled with the ghosts of women waiting eternally for their husbands to return. The forest of the legend is, of course, the Korkari Wilds. There are as many legends about the great southern forest as there are shadows, or so the saying goes. The chastened wilder folk have made their home there since mankind first came to these lands, and the wildlands spread as far into the south as anyone has ventured. Beyond the mists are vast tracts of snow, white-capped mountains, and entire fields of ice. It is a land too cold for mankind to survive, yet the chastened eke out an existence even there, and they tell of horrors beyond the wilds that the lowland folk could not begin to comprehend. To most, Ferelden simply ends with the Korkari Wilds. There are nothing beyond the wilds. It is a land of great trees, wet marshes, and dangerous monsters. What more need be said? From Land of the Wilders by Mother Iris, Chantry Scholar, 918 Dragon. Darkspawn. Those who had sought to claim heaven by violence destroyed it. What was golden and pure turned black. Those who had once been mage lords, the brightest of their age, were no longer men, but monsters. Thernodize 12:1. Sin was the midwife that ushered the Darkspawn into this world. The Magisters fell from the Golden City, and their fate encompassed all our worlds, for they were not alone. No one knows where the Darkspawn come from, a dark mockery of men. In the darkest places they thrive, growing in numbers as a plague of locusts will. In raids, they will often take captives, dragging their victims alive into the deep roads, but most evidence suggests that these are eaten. Like spiders, it seems Darkspawn prefer their food still breathing. Perhaps they are simply spawned by the darkness. Certainly we know that evil has no trouble perpetuating itself. The last blight was in the Age of Towers, striking once again at the heart of Tevinter, spreading south into Orlais and east into the Free Marches. The plague spread as far as Ferelden, but the withering and twisting of the land stopped well beyond our borders. Here, Darkspawn have never been more than the stuff of legends. In the northern lands, however, particularly Tevinter and the Anderfalls, they say Darkspawn haunt the hinterlands, preying on outlying farmers and isolated villages. A constant threat from Ferelden folklore and history by Sister Petrine Chantry Scholar. Characters. King Caelan Theron. I'd hoped for a war like in the tales, a king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. Son of the legendary King Maric Theron, Caelan was the first Ferelden king born into the land free from foreign rule in 2 generations. Since his father's death, he's held the throne alongside his queen, Honora. Duncan. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed. Like many others, Duncan gave up his family name when he joined the ranks of the Wardens. Symbolic gesture of cutting ties, he might say this was convenience in his case. However, his mother was from the Anderfalls, his father from Tevinter. His childhood was spent in the Free Marches and Orlais. His people were everywhere and his homeland was nowhere. He was given the almost impossible task of leading the Wardens in Ferelden, a kingdom that had thrown the Order out 200 years earlier. Facing local suspicion and hostility, he set about finding recruits. Knight Commander Gregor. Grim and taciturn. Gregor has been Knight Commander of the Templar forces stationed at Circle Tower for so many years that hardly anyone except the first enchanter recalls that he is not simply part of the tower itself. There is no higher office in a Circle Tower than that of first enchanter. The one who holds this title must not only be an able administrator, but also a mentor, leader, and surrogate parent to all mages of the tower. Irving has proven himself to be all these things with an added dose of cunning. Most apprentices know that little goes on in the tower that Irving does not know. He can soothe Templars angered by some childish magical prank at the same time that he eludes the pranksters, and everyone walks away satisfied. Logain Mactyr. It takes more than legends to win a battle. Logain was born a farmer during a time when his country was under foreign occupation. When he was still a boy, he joined the resistance, where his considerable tactical genius quickly became apparent. He became close friends with Prince Maric, the last true heir to the Ferelden throne, and together they led the rebels to drive out the forces of the Orlesian Empire. Marek raised his friend to the nobility, and Loghain is now more of a symbol than a man. He represents the Ferelden ideals of hard work and independence. Okay. A second chance to add dog to your party. Okay. Fantastic. So I am going to call it there for now. Let me save. Thank you all so much for joining, genuinely. It's been a pleasure. As usual. I will be playing these a decent amount, like I said. Since I want to be trying to get through the Dragon Age series before Dragon Age Veilguard comes out, if that is at all possible. But yeah, again, thank you all so much for joining. It's been awesome to play Dragon Age again. Let me see if anyone's about that I am following. Who else is going to? I'll need to look over some of these before I do. Want to make sure that my values do mix there, but until then I will go with Rosie. Awesome. Yeah, she is up. She's not playing Dragon Age like I am, but I'm sure she's doing something fun and exciting as she usually does. But yes, remember that you're all beautiful and amazing people. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. And again, thank you for just joining me. I'm sorry it hasn't been very interesting. This has mainly just been all the the prologue of it. I will try and upload these onto YouTube as well if I can, so that I've just got them saved. You know what I mean? But yeah, love you lovelies. Byes. Oh wait, I need to raid. That's what I want to do. Okay. Fantastic. 2, 1. Yeah. Again, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it. It's always nice. I love playing these games, and I love playing this game, and I'll definitely be doing a little bit more variety, you know what I mean? Doing a little bit more, and just having fun, you know what I mean? And I will be streaming a lot more regularly. Well, I'll try as far as I can. But yes, bye lovelies.